Chapter 1439. Ding! The spirit of ashes is dead. Ding! The spirit of ashes is resurrected. The old tree could be resurrected infinitely anyway. Dying once was nothing. However, he managed to injure Mo Wentian before he died. That was a good thing. However, the reincarnation realm was divided into 3 realms. The first realm was the profound life realm. The profound life chi would appear in one's body. This was an energy that could heal injuries quickly. In the blink of an eye, the bloody holes on Mo Wentian's body and the injuries on his back were completely healed. Is this the profound life chi? Yi Xian narrowed his eyes. He saw a milky white energy that quickly healed Mo Wentian's injuries. Not even a scar was left behind. This was comparable to the immortal divine phoenix bloodline. The profound life realm experts had an additional profound life chi compared to the longevity realm experts. However, their combat power did not increase by much. However, there was a huge difference between the profound life realm and the profound death realm. This was because the profound death chi could be used in combat. Once it was contaminated, even the profound life chi would not be able to neutralize it. Therefore, when one reached the peak of the profound death realm, they would need to use rare treasures to increase their profound life chi. Only then could they achieve balance and step into the reincarnation realm. Speaking of which, Mo Wentian's injuries had healed. He had only used up some profound life chi. His combat power was still the same. If one wanted to kill him, they would have to target his vitals. Let's see how much profound life chi you have. Yi Xian's eyes flashed. He ordered Wei Zhentian and the old tree to attack again. At the same time, he also placed a death pursuit order on Mo Wentian. When dealing with the target of the death pursuit order, Yi Xian's attack power would increase. Most importantly, Yi Xian could use the Eye of Assassination. Sword Storm. Wei Zhentian transformed into 1,000 blood swords and swept across the sky again. I'll destroy you first. Mo Wentian shouted and struck out with his palm. This palm was terrifyingly huge. It was much bigger than the entire sword storm. Moreover, Mo Wentian had burned his genuine chi for this attack. It should be enough to kill Wei Zhentian. However, things went beyond his expectations. Even Yi Xian's expectations. The 1,000 blood swords suddenly emitted beams of white light and collided with the giant palm. This is a critical hit? Yi Xian was extremely shocked. Previously, he had completed a special leveling up quest and obtained a bottle of blessings. He had used this bottle of blessings on Wei Zhentian, which was why Wei Zhentian had 1 luck point. This was the first critical hit Wei Zhentian had ever received since he obtained the luck attribute. Bang! Wei Zhentian, who had the critical hit special effect, had actually shattered Mo Wentian's gigantic palm in an instant. Although many of the crimson swords were damaged, the immortal divine phoenix bloodline immediately took effect and repaired the damaged crimson swords. Damn it! Mo Wentian cursed in his heart as he was once again engulfed by the storm of swords. At the same time, Yi Xian and the old tree both flashed behind Mo Wentian. Flaming Sun Lasso. Eye of Assassination. Killing Intent Explosion. Unparalleled True Flame Dragon Slash. The two of them attacked simultaneously. Mo Wentian was in danger. In desperation, he had no choice but to burn his lifespan again. This time, it was 100 years. Yi Xian had seen this move a few times before. It was Mo Xue's explosive attack. However, Mo Wentian was a strong practitioner in the rebirth realm who had burned 100 years of his lifespan. Its power was close to destroying the heavens and earth. Not good. Yi Xian's expression changed drastically. It was already too late for him to escape. He hurriedly defended himself. Blazing Fire Shield. Brilliant Golden Armor. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Battle Armor. Yi Xian quickly defended himself and even burned 50 years of his lifespan. Coincidentally, just as his defensive layer was formed, an extremely strong aura suddenly erupted from Mo Wentian's body. Blazing flames incinerate the heavens. The name of this move was the same as the profound meaning of the fire attribute in the empty god realm. However, its power was countless times weaker. Rumble. A wave of heat spread out from Mo Wentian. Yi Xian could only hear the sound of his armor shattering. An ordinary person would have died from this attack. However, one should not forget who Yi Xian was. The blazing fire shield was the old tree's skill. Its cooldown time was 1 day. It could absorb a large amount of attacks and then explode. Among them, it could absorb a large amount of fire attacks. In addition, the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Battle Armor was of the water attribute and could withstand some of the attacks. Although the brilliant golden armor did not have any attributes, its advantage was its sturdiness. Of course, the most important thing was Yi Xian's two bloodlines. The Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline and the Immortal Divine Phoenix bloodline gave Yi Xian a large amount of fire resistance. It was also because of this that Yi Xian survived this explosion. However, the Sky Quake sword was instantly burned by the blazing fire shield. Not a single sword was left. Ding! Wei Zhentian is dead. Ding! Spirit of Ashes is dead. Ding! Wei Zhentian is resurrected. Ding! Spirit of Ashes is resurrected. For system notifications sounded in succession. Yi Xian, who was swept far away by the blast, could not help but reveal a shocked expression. He thought to himself, "This is King scary. Luckily, I have so many layers of defense. Otherwise, I would be dead for sure." Originally, he did not want to burn his lifespan to get rid of Mo Wentian. However, after this explosion, he had no choice but to burn his lifespan for 50 years. This made him very sad. Mo Wentian's actions had successfully angered him. Have a taste of this move. Yi Xian, who was far away, did not wait for his injuries to recover. He suddenly used a trump card that he had never used before. Immortal Eye Unicorn Bloodline. Unicorn descends. Before the blazing fire shield finished sweeping, a flaming hoof suddenly condensed above Mo Wentian's head. Before Mo Wentian could react, this flaming hoof suddenly stomped down. What? Mo Wentian's eyes widened as he looked at this flaming hoof. At this moment, he was like an ant. And this flaming hoof was as big as a human's foot. Stomping Mo Wentian to death was extremely easy. Pang! Mo Wentian was trampled by this flaming hoof. His entire body exploded, not even leaving behind a single speck of dust. This was Yi Xian's skill after fusing with the Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline. Unicorn descends. Currently, he had only advanced once, so he could only use it once. However, this power was already shocking enough. A dignified Rebirth Realm strong practitioner was actually stomped to death. This power shocked Yi Xian. So strong. It actually killed Mo Wentian in an instant. This is too scary. Yi Xian could not help but swallow his saliva. This Unicorn Descends was only one level, and it already had such power. If it advanced to the second, third, fourth, or fifth level, how strong would its power be? One had to know that as long as one advanced to the fifth level, one could summon a unicorn to battle. Chapter 1440. Yi Xian dashed over and kept the heaven and earth ring that he had protected with his all-creation strength. Devour. There were many corpses of heaven-reaching beasts in the heaven and earth ring. Together with the corpses that Yi Xian had kept, Yi Xian devoured them all. F***CK. There are so many corpses and only 2% of the cooldown has been restored. How long will it take? Yi Xian was terrified. Fortunately, the corpses of the heaven-reaching beasts were of the immortal level. There were no Rebirth Realm corpses and not many beast souls. If he devoured the Rebirth Realm corpses, the cooldown would be restored much faster. But then again, this was the first time that Yi Xian had killed a Rebirth Realm powerhouse. That was enough. The group of Mo clan experts did not have many items on them. Together with Mo Wentian's belongings, Yi Xian could not break through to the immortal level 8. Let's go to Mo clan city. Yi Xian directly broke through the void again and made a trip to the Mo clan. There were still 2 immortal level 9 powerhouses in Mo clan city. However, they could not stop Yi Xian. After Yi Xian ransacked Mo clan city with his eye of perception, he finally heard the system notification. Ding! Host has broken through. Current immortal level 8. Ding! Wei Zhentian has broken through. Current immortal level 9. Ding! Ash Spirit has broken through. Current immortal level 9. The 3 of them broke through consecutively. Woo-woo, my realm is the lowest. In the planting space, Luo pouted and complained. The Heaven-Loathe Fox bloodline was extremely powerful. However, it was nothing compared to the Heaven-Loathe Fox bloodline. Don't worry, I still have many good things. Yi Xian gave the rest of the heaven and earth treasures to Luo. He thought that it would have been great if Luo had signed the contract with him. Then, Luo would be at the immortal level 8 now. If they were at the same level, Luo's ability could compete with Old Tree. If Wei Zhentian did not use the sword storm, he could not do anything to them. I can only cultivate slowly. However, young master, are you going to the land of reincarnation next? Luo blinked and asked. Yes, that Nalan Xinghui escaped, but I left a death warrant on him. The direction he escaped in is the land of reincarnation, so I can use him to find the Xianming duo demons. Yi Xian nodded. Apart from taking revenge for Mo Shui, he had to make a trip to the west of the land of reincarnation. This was a reminder from old celestial Tianju. I have a premonition that I will get a great opportunity this time. Luo suddenly giggled. Yi Xian grinned. Without saying anything, he tore through the void and returned to the Shadow Fox clan. The Shadow Fox clan was wiped out, but there was still a branch in the land of reincarnation where many of the experts went. It was the same for the Mo family. Although the Nalan family and Mo family in the land of reincarnation didn't have many people, they were all elites. Yi Xian guessed that Nalan Xinghui, who escaped, was preparing to ask for reinforcements from the Nalan family in the land of reincarnation. With the death warrant, Yi Xian immediately chased after him. With his Immortality Realm level 8 and Shadow Steps, his speed wasn't any slower than Nalan Xinghui. Although the Nalan family and Mo family were built at the border of the land of reincarnation, it still took 2 days for the Nalan family to reach the land of reincarnation. 2 days later, that Nalan Xinghui entered the land of reincarnation. Yi Xian, who followed closely behind Nalan Xinghui, also entered the land of reincarnation. The land of reincarnation was extremely dangerous. Because of the high realms, there were Immortality Realm heaven-reaching beasts everywhere. There were even Rebirth Realm ones. During these 2 days, Yi Xian kept killing the heaven-reaching beasts along the way to recover Unicorn's cooldown. The unicorn was useful, but it was a pity that the cooldown was too long to recover. Yi Xian spent 2 days to recover to 20%. The land of reincarnation is filled with Immortality Realm heaven-reaching beasts. There are even Rebirth Realm ones. If I meet them, I can quickly recover Unicorn's cooldown. Yi Xian thought to himself. Of course, with his current realm, he could only deal with level 1 life realm heaven-reaching beasts. If he used all his skills, he could probably deal with level 2 life realm heaven-reaching beasts. But now, he had to do something important. After Nalan Xinghui entered the land of reincarnation, he happened to head west. What a coincidence! Although Nalan Xinghui was a Rebirth Realm elite, after entering the land of reincarnation, he couldn't help but be extremely alert. Along the way, he met a few heaven-reaching beasts. Fortunately, they were all Immortality Realm beasts. He easily killed them and kept them. Yi Xian followed behind him, using his Eye of Revelation to maintain a distance. Another day passed. Nalan Xinghui's speed finally slowed down. It seemed that he was about to reach his destination. Binger and Jie found the treasure in the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. It has been half a month since they entered the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. I wonder if they found it. Nalan Xinghui stopped in front of a mountain range. The Scarlet Flame Mountain Range was a dangerous place. From time to time, there would be scorching hot flames. If warriors were not careful, they would be burned to ashes. Not only that, but there was also a burning aura in the air. The air route was not feasible. In short, it was very dangerous. Previously, the Shadow Fox clan had escorted some elites into the land of reincarnation. This time, Nalan Xinghui did not enter the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. Instead, he established a branch of the Shadow Fox clan near the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. There was no time to lose. He had to act immediately. 2 hours later, he finally arrived at the branch of the Shadow Fox clan. There were not many people here, not even 5,000. However, they were all at least level 6 Immortality Realm warriors. It's Patriarch Xinghui. A Shadow Fox guard at the entrance recognized Nalan Xinghui. Have the few patriarchs returned from the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range? Nalan Xinghui asked directly. No, only Patriarch Yongjia is here. The guard shook his head. Nalan Xinghui heard this and immediately rushed in. The Rebirth Realm warrior in the branch, Patriarch Yongjia, felt this familiar aura and came out in astonishment. He said in surprise, Xinghui, why are you here? Nalan Xinghui's face was gloomy. He said, "The clan was destroyed by the Mo clan. I escaped from death." "What?" Nalan Yongjia opened his eyes wide. He said, "How is that possible? Didn't the Mo clan only leave behind one rebirth realm warrior? How could he destroy the clan?" Naturally, the Mo clan couldn't do it. However, he had a helper. This kid is the one Binger is looking for. Nalan Xinghui gritted his teeth. When he thought of Yi Xian, he couldn't wait to bite off Yi Xian's flesh. "Is it that little fox?" Chapter 1441. Is that so? That's good. Hearing this good news, Nalan Xinghui nodded slightly. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie were the most outstanding geniuses of the Shadow Fox clan. They had broken through to the rebirth realm after cultivating for less than 1,000 years. They would be the pillars of the Nalan clan in the future. More than 20 years ago, the Xianming duo demons and Mo Shui fought over something called the Life and Death Plate. Both of them were injured and reincarnated. No one knew who left the Life and Death Plate. There was a corpse beside it, but it had decayed for many years. However, the Life and Death Plate could still reincarnate 3 people. Nalan Bing, Nalan Jie, and Mo Shui happened to meet it and accidentally triggered the Life and Death Plate. In the end, Mo Shui reincarnated first, and the Xianming duo demons also reincarnated after a few days. Reincarnation was a very mysterious thing. Even if a Samsara realm expert wanted to reincarnate, he couldn't be born immediately. Normally, he would wander between heaven and earth. It could be a day, 10 years, 100 years, 1,000 years, or even 10,000 years. Therefore, there was an age gap between the young master of the Bloodcloth sect, Nalan Bing, and Nalan Jie from the Northern Heavens Academy. Before reincarnating, Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie hid the Life and Death Plate and laid down a formation to prevent their bodies from decaying. This time, Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie were going to find the Life and Death Plate and seize their bodies from more than 20 years ago. More than 20 years ago, they were seriously injured, but their injuries had already recovered before reincarnating. After all, they had mysterious life chi in their bodies. However, they had triggered the Life and Death Plate and had to reincarnate. However, at this time, Nalan Yongjia suddenly frowned. Hearing this, Nalan Xinghui also had an ominous premonition in his heart. However, this sentence was a turning point. Could it be that something had happened in this matter? However, what? Nalan Xinghui couldn't help but ask. However, according to the news from the ancestor, when they found the place where Bing, and Jie reincarnated, the Life and Death Plate disappeared. Nalan Yongjia said. What? Nalan Xinghui opened his eyes wide and suspected that he had heard wrong. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie had seized their bodies for more than 20 years ago, but why did the Life and Death Plate disappear? Did someone enter their reincarnation place? Nalan Xinghui asked. No, it shouldn't be because the things in their interspatial rings are still there. Nalan Yongjia shook his head. If someone entered the place where Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie reincarnated and took away the Life and Death Plate, then Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie's Qian Kuan ring would definitely be taken away. Therefore, this was a little strange. Could it be that the Life and Death Plate grew legs and ran away on its own? Or did someone come in and take the Life and Death Plate and forget to take Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie's Cosmos rings? Perhaps there were only these 2 possibilities. Then why aren't they coming out? Nalan Xinghui asked. The old ancestor is leading them to hunt down the Mo clan's people. As long as we can kill these rebirth realm old ancestors, the Mo clan will be destroyed. Nalan Yongjia replied. Whether it was the Mo family or the Nalan family, they were both supported by rebirth realm experts. Originally, the strength of the 2 families was about the same. However, with the death of Mo Shui and the recovery of Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie, the Nalan family was superior to the Mo family. As long as those few rebirth realm experts of the Mo clan fell, then the Mo clan would have nothing to fear the Nalan clan. Then I will go in and help, Nalan Xinghui said as he thought of this. Since the clan outside the land of reincarnation had been destroyed, it was useless for him to return. He might as well go into the Scarlet Flame Mountain range to help. All right, be careful. Nalan Yongjia nodded. Every rebirth realm expert was the backbone of the Nalan family. They couldn't afford to lose any one of them. Immediately, Nalan Xinghui turned around and left the branch, directly entering the Scarlet Flame Mountain range. Yi Xian's eyes flickered as he watched Nalan Xinghui leave. At this moment, he had two plans. First, he could enter the branch and cause trouble. With his strength, he didn't have to worry about Nalan Yongjia, who was also at the first-level Profound Life Realm. Second, he could continue to follow Nalan Xinghue into the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. After thinking for a while, Yi Xian decided to follow Nalan Xinghue into the branch. Although he could directly kill his way into the branch and advance to Immortality Realm Level 9, his strength would have a qualitative increase. However, this was only his estimation. He couldn't advance his level as he wished. After all, every time he broke through, his experience would increase tremendously. Furthermore, the Nalan family had a few Rebirth Realm experts in the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. Yi Xian naturally had to take advantage of the situation when they were fighting with the Mo family. The Nalan family had more Rebirth Realm experts than the Nalan family. If he was too slow, he might not have the chance to take action. Therefore, Yi Xian directly followed Nalan Xinghue into the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. In the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range, the true qi in one's body would be constantly depleted. Fortunately, Yi Xian had the immortal phoenix bloodline and extremely high fire resistance, so there wasn't much abnormality. Nalan Xinghue didn't seem to have any problems, but as time passed, he would definitely encounter some problems. Nalan Xinghue is the Dark Shadow Fox tribe's patriarch. He can sense his tribe members through the bloodline. He should be able to quickly find Nalan Bing and Nalan Jia, Yi Xian thought to himself as he furrowed his brows. He wasn't afraid of Nalan Xinghue or the other Rebirth Realm experts of the Nalan family. Even if he couldn't defeat them, he could still escape from them. What he was afraid of was an expert called Nalan Xiong. This person was the Dark Shadow Fox tribe's patriarch. Not only was he the most senior, but he was also the strongest, having reached the second level of the Profound Life Realm. He was the one who comprehended the Will of Charm and ordered people to escort Nalan Bing and Nalan Jia back to the tribe. The Will of Charm was very difficult to deal with. Nalan Xiong could use the Will of Charm on weapons and even his body. As long as someone saw it, they would be affected by the charm. When fighting with him, one couldn't even open their eyes. With him around, Yi Xian reckoned that the Mo family's Rebirth Realm experts wouldn't be able to defeat the Nalan family. The land of reincarnation was very dangerous, but the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range was even more dangerous. Nalan Xinghue slowed down to half his speed and was very cautious. Yi Xian followed behind him. After running for half a day, he heard a loud sound. Rumble! The loud sound came from the horizon. It seemed to be very far away. After hearing the loud sound, Nalan Xinghue couldn't help but quicken his pace. Yi Xian behind him also did the same. It seemed that they had found them. Soon, Nalan Xinghue saw a battlefield in front of him. However, other than a few humans, there was also a group of flaming creatures. It's the geocentric flame demon. Nalan Xinghue recognized it at a glance. Chapter 1442. Yi Xian had seen the geocentric flame demon once before. At that time, he killed a flame demon lord and stole the eternal core fire. However, those geocentric flame demons could not be compared to the current geocentric flame demons. At this moment, the geocentric flame demons in front of Yi Xian were all 100 meters tall and were at immortality stage Tier 8 or Tier 8. This was not important. What was important was that there were at least a few thousand geocentric flame demons. Among them, there were a few rebirth stage flame demon emperors and a huge flame demon emperor. Yi Xian estimated that this flame demon emperor had reached Profound Life Realm Tier 3. After seeing this flame demon emperor, Yi Xian's heart trembled violently. The immortal phoenix bloodline and immortal eye unicorn bloodline in his body could not help but boil. Regardless of whether it was the immortal divine phoenix bloodline or the immortal eye Qilin bloodline, they were both fire attribute bloodlines. Therefore they started to boil with excitement, as if they wanted Yi Xian to fight with the flame devil emperor and see who was better. What a joke! I am only at immortality stage Tier 8, not even rebirth stage. How can I fight this flame demon emperor? Yi Xian shuddered and immediately turned his attention to the humans surrounded by countless geocentric flame demons. These 5 people were all shadow foxes, and one of them was a woman. 4 of them were at Profound Life Realm, and 1 was at Profound Life Realm. On the other side, there were also 5 figures. They were all humans, but only 3 of them were at Profound Life Realm, and 1 was at Profound Life Realm. Come to think of it, they should be from the Mo clan. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jia are not here. Yi Xian narrowed his eyes and immediately reacted. It seems that they found the bodies of their previous lives and returned to their former selves. They've already recovered to their peak. This was only his guess. However, when he saw the moves that the woman and the other man used, he immediately confirmed it. Ice and Fire Dual Dragon Sword Formation. It was indeed the mysterious underworld duo demons. I finally found you. Although you have returned to rebirth stage, so what? Yi Xian's eyes flickered. At this very moment, both the Nalan clan and the Mo clan were surrounded by countless geocentric flame devils and were trying their best to carve out a bloody path. However, there was a white-haired elder in the group. He was the second-level profound life stage Nalan Xiong, and was extremely impressive. Yi Xian felt a sharp pain in his head the moment he saw the clothes he was wearing. Will of Charm. This Will of Charm is quite powerful. I wonder when Lua will be able to comprehend it. Yi Xian thought to himself as he continued to observe. The Flame Devil Emperor had not been mobilized, which was why the Nalan clan and the Mo clan had been able to survive until now. There were only a few first and second layer profound life stage Flame Devil Emperors attacking them. At this moment, Nalan Xinghui suddenly dashed out and prepared to provide assistance and help Nalan Bing and the others kill their way out. Did you ask for my permission if you want to help? Yi Xian's eyes flashed. The next moment, killing intent surged. Wei Zhentian, Old Tree, and Luo, who were at Immortality Stage 9, appeared in an instant. Residual Flame. Assassination Eye. Yi Xian and Old Tree took the lead and flashed behind Nalan Xinghui. What? Nalan Xinghui was shocked. He had not seen anyone along the way. But now, why were there 4 people in the range of his spiritual consciousness? However, he did not have time to think about it because there was a gust of wind behind him. Flaming Sun Lasso. A flaming chain bound Nalan Xinghui's legs. The scorching aura almost burned his legs off. Fortunately, he had the profound life qi in his body and was constantly recovering. Otherwise, they would have been broken long ago. However, this flaming chain was only used to restrict Nalan Xinghui's movements. Since you've found them, you can go now. Yi Xian's eyes widened and immediately attacked. Killing Intent Explosion. Unparalleled Flaming Dragon Slash. This attack was enhanced by 30% of the Assassination Eye's attack power. It was extremely powerful. Although Yi Xian was only at Immortality Stage 8, he had burned 20 years of his life, which was enough to threaten a profound life realm powerhouse. Under Nalan Xinghui's horrified gaze, the giant golden flaming dragon swallowed his body. The scorching aura instantly melted his muscles, bones, and skin. Even the profound life qi in his body could only reduce the speed by a little. In the end, he still could not escape death. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. This notification represented Nalan Xinghui's death, and Yi Xian's killing intent had increased by a lot. Killing a rebirth realm powerhouse in one hit was not easy even for a powerhouse of the same level. However, Yi Xian had sneakily attacked Nalan Xinghui. As Nalan Xinghui had been marked before, with his death, the cooldown of the death hunting order was reset. Yi Xian could still use it twice. At that moment, Yi Xian once again marked Nalan Bing. Father. When Nalan Bing saw Nalan Xinghui turn into nothingness, she was completely stunned. Her eyes were wide open. Clearly, she didn't dare to believe it. Nalan Xinghui was a veteran powerhouse of the Nalan family. How could he be killed so quickly? Nalan Bing's gaze quickly fell on the murderer. In the next moment, she was shocked. This murderer was very familiar to her and Nalan Jie. It's you? Nalan Bing immediately recognized Yi Xian. She would never have thought that Yi Xian was the one who killed her father. He was the Yi Xian that she had been searching for. How was this possible? The last time she had heard news about Yi Xian was when Yi Xian appeared in Broken Sky City. That was news from the sect leader of the mysterious heaven sect, Yi Wan. After that, she took over the body of an Immortality Realm Level 9 expert. Then, she followed Nalan Jie and a few Nalan family ancestors into the land of reincarnation. Then, she went to the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range and took over the body of her previous life. Therefore, she did not know that Yi Xian had already wiped out the Shadow Fox branch. She also did not know that the Shadow Fox clan was almost annihilated. The speed at which Yi Xian's strength increased shocked her. Yi Xian felt Nalan Bing's gaze and looked over. When their eyes met, He could not help but reveal a sinister smile and said, "Nalan Bing, I trust you've been well since we last met?" Whether it was his voice or his tone, there was no trace of killing intent. Nalan Bing was so angry that her body trembled. A person who had just killed her father was actually greeting her? "Bastard, how dare you kill my father?" Nalan Jie also recognized Yi Xian and cursed angrily. If the road ahead was not blocked by a large number of geocentric flame demons, he would have rushed over and fought to the death with Yi Xian. Besides taking revenge on Nalan Xinghui, he also wanted to take revenge on others. This was because they had died several times at the hands of Yi Xian. Chapter 1443. Ding! Host has triggered a random mission to kill the Xianming duo demons. Reward: Void Special Positioning. A system notification sounded in Yi Xian's mind. Killing the Xianming duo demons and triggering a random mission was not bad at all. However, what was this Void Special Positioning? Yi Xian quickly checked and found that this Void Special Positioning was a good skill. The Void Special Positioning was used to locate a person. No, to be precise, it was located on a person's body. In the future, even if Wei Zhentian and Yi Xian were far away, Yi Xian could still break through the void and appear beside Wei Zhentian. Yi Xian could only use the Void Special Positioning on Luo, Wei Zhentian, and Old Tree who had signed a contract with Yi Xian. This way, Wei Zhentian could travel for Yi Xian in the future. Although this skill could not increase Yi Xian's strength, it was still quite useful. However, in order to obtain this skill, he had to kill Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie. The time limit was 1 day. Tisk. TSK. TSK. With my current strength, killing Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie would not take a day. Yi Xian's eyes flickered. He might be a little afraid of Nalan Xiong who had comprehended the will of charm, but he was not afraid of the others. It would not be so easy for the Nalan family to kill their way out of the encirclement. No, Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie are now surrounded. If I interfere, it will be difficult for them to escape. However, if I don't let them out and they die in the hands of the geocentric flame demon, then my random mission will fail. Thinking of this, Yi Xian decided not to cause trouble. However, he would not be able to cause trouble even if he wanted to. After he appeared, the flame demon emperor in the distance suddenly turned around. The pair of eyes formed by flames fell on Yi Xian. Yi Xian raised his eyebrows and could not help but shiver. What was going on? Why was the flame demon emperor paying attention to him? Could it be because he had insta-killed Nalan Xinghui? Before he could react, the flame demon emperor quickly flew toward him, absorbing the geocentric flame demons along the way. What the hell? What's going on? Yi Xian was shocked and quickly retreated. The flame devil emperor was at the 3rd level of the profound life realm. Why did it not attack the experts of the Nalan clan and the Mo clan, and instead chose to attack him, who was the furthest away? Is it because of the 2 bloodlines in my body? Yi Xian suddenly had a flash of inspiration. The Immortal Divine Phoenix bloodline and the Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline were both immortal grade bloodlines of the fire attribute. That was why the Flame Devil Emperor targeted him. So what's next? Was the Flame Devil Emperor going to devour him? Humph, I can tell that you're not here with good intentions. It won't be that easy to kill me. Yi Xian snorted inwardly and quickly retreated. However, the path he took to retreat was not the same as the path the Flame Devil Emperor had taken at the start. He had actually lured the Flame Devil Emperor to the Mo clan's group. Damn it, that brat is actually diverting trouble. The expressions of the few rebirth stage experts of the Mo clan changed drastically. The Flame Devil Emperor originally disdained to attack them. However, its attention was now attracted by Yi Xian, and Yi Xian was dodging in their direction. They would definitely collide with the Flame Devil Emperor. Quick dodge! The 2nd layer profound life stage ancestor of the Mo clan roared furiously, attempting to make way for the Flame Devil Emperor to pass. They immediately burned all of their lifespan, and their offensive power more than doubled. Unfortunately, they were still a little too slow. Huff huff huff. A gale whistled as the temperature instantly soared. The first ancestor of the Mo clan had a gloomy expression as he decided to go all out. Kill! Everyone from the Mo clan attacked the Flame Devil Emperor, burning 100 years of their lifespan. Boom! 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 Attack after attack landed on the Flame Devil Emperor's body. Although their offensive power was strong, the Flame Devil Emperor was the king of this place. The combined attacks of this group could only barely injure it. However, after the first round of attacks from the Mo clan experts, the next round would be the Flame Devil Emperor's counterattack. Huff huff. The Flame Devil Emperor threw a punch, directly smashing into the body of the first ancestor of the Mo clan. Immediately, the latter turned into dust. Mo Shimin, second layer profound life stage expert, dead. A single punch had instantly killed a second layer profound life stage expert. This strength was at least 10 times stronger than Yi Xian. Ancestor. The Mo clan members could not help but cry out in alarm. The first ancestor was the pillar of the Mo clan, and the only second layer profound life stage expert. Now that the first ancestor was dead, the Mo clan was likely finished. Fortunately, the Flame Devil Emperor did not plan to attack again after killing Mo Shimin. It directly passed by the remaining 3 from the Mo clan, and charged towards Yi Xian. The 3 from the Mo clan breathed a sigh of relief, rejoicing that they had managed to avoid a calamity. If the Flame Devil Emperor had attacked them, they would likely have died. However, they still bore a grudge against Yi Xian. If not for Yi Xian, their first ancestor would not have died. However, Yi Xian was currently being targeted by the Flame Devil Emperor. It was likely that they would not be able to personally avenge this blood feud. The offensive power of that punch is at least 10 times stronger than mine. If it were to attack with its full strength, let alone a second layer profound life stage expert, even a third layer profound life stage expert would have to dodge. Even if I break through to the 9th layer of the immortality stage, I am absolutely no match for the Flame Devil Emperor. Yi Xian thought in his heart, and once again retreated. Although he did not have the strength to fight the Flame Devil Emperor, and did not even have the courage, he did not want to leave just like that. I'd like to see if your flames are more powerful, or the 2 bloodlines in my body. A light suddenly flashed in Yi Xian's mind, and then he took out tens of thousands of jade bottles from the devouring space. These jade bottles were all filled with his blood. Next, Yi Xian's eyes flashed, and he used the power of all things to throw all these jade bottles at the Flame Devil Emperor. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. One jade bottle after another flew through the air. This was the first time Yi Xian had used such an attack. Blood burst attack. Kacha, kacha, kacha. Although the jade bottles that contained Yi Xian's blood were made of good quality materials, they directly shattered under the extremely high temperature of the Flame Devil Emperor. Yi Xian's blood splattered all over the sky. The Flame Devil Emperor directly charged over, and swallowed the blood into its body. In the next moment, its body turned deep red, and began to swell. At the same time, its aura rapidly increased. What the F***CK? Chapter 1444. Humph, I don't believe it. I'll make you explode. Yi Xian's eyes flickered as he threw out all the blood in the devouring space. More than 100,000 bottles. This was a hobby he had to pass the time when he had nothing to do while on the road. Now he was actually using it. The Flame Devil Emperor's eyes lit up when the 100,000 blood bottles were thrown at it, and it once again moved forward. The blood bottles that Yi Xian had given it had increased its strength by quite a bit. If it swallowed another 100,000 blood bottles, it might be able to directly reach the 4th layer of the Profound Life Stage. 4th layer of the Profound Life Stage. The Flame Devil Emperor went crazy as it swallowed all the blood in the bottles, and its body rapidly expanded. There's no more. If this doesn't kill you, I can only run. Yi Xian helplessly said in his heart. In his eyes, the Flame Devil Emperor swelled once again after absorbing the blood. Its body had doubled in size, and the deep red flames on its body were extremely berserk. Woo woo woo! The Flame Devil Emperor suddenly let out a strange sound as its body paused. What's going on? On the other side, the Mo and Nalan clan experts were all extremely shocked. The Mo clan had a grudge against Yi Xian. After all, if not for Yi Xian, the Mo clan ancestor would not have been blasted into ashes, and not even his universe ring would be left behind. As for the Nalan clan, they naturally hated Yi Xian to the bone, as Nalan Xinghue had died at the hands of Yi Xian. As for Nalan Bing and Nalan Jia, they naturally hoped that Yi Xian would die at the hands of the Flame Devil Emperor. Unfortunately, Yi Xian was still alive, and the Flame Devil Emperor had undergone some changes. Rumble. Under the gazes of the experts from the 3 camps, the Flame Devil Emperor's flaming body suddenly exploded, turning into countless flames that spewed into the sky like a meteor shower. Haha, as expected. Upon seeing this, Yi Xian immediately laughed out loud. A mere third-layer profound life-stage Flame Devil Emperor actually dared to swallow so much of his blood. He had two types of immortal bloodlines in his body. One was the immortal Phoenix bloodline, and the other was the immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline. These two bloodlines were both of the fire attribute. The Flame Devil Emperor must have exploded from overeating. It was courting death. If it had slowly refined Yi Xian's blood, it would have been able to break through to the fourth level of the profound life stage. Unfortunately, it had wanted to eat until it became a big fatty, and had ultimately died from overeating. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. A system notification rang out, and Yi Xian's killing intent inexplicably skyrocketed. However, this made sense because the core of the Flame Demon Emperor's body had already shattered. This was considered a solo kill by Yi Xian, so the killing intent points were added to him. However, even Yi Xian did not dare to neglect the rain of fire that filled the sky. Wei Zhentian, old tree, I'm counting on you. After Yi Xian finished speaking in his mind, he hid Luo Luo in the planting space, and then broke open a void door and entered. The rain of fire after the Flame Demon Emperor's self-destruction crazily fell. The Mo and Nalan families' teams were originally defending against the attacks of the surrounding Flame Demons and the Flame Demon Emperor. Now they had to dodge the flames, which made things worse. Wei Zhentian and Old Tree both had the immortal Phoenix bloodline, and their resistance to fire was not low. Even if they were grazed by the rain of fire, they could quickly recover. Yi Xian had already broken through the void and arrived at a safe place. Using his ability to share vision with others, he saw the Mo and Nalan families' battered appearance. I wonder which side obtained that treasure, Yi Xian thought in his heart. He did not hear the conversation between Nalan Xinghue and Nalan Yongjia, so he did not know that the life and death plate had already disappeared. However, at this moment, his expression changed. This was because the Mo family's #1 old ancestor, Mo Shimen, had been blasted into pieces by the Flame Demon Emperor, and even his Qian Kuan ring was destroyed. What if the life and death plate was in this Qian Kuan ring? This is bad. What if the treasure is in this Qian Kuan ring? Now that the Qian Kuan ring is damaged, wouldn't it fall into the spatial crack? Yi Xian had a panicked expression. That treasure could allow those who had not reached the samsara realm to reincarnate. It was definitely a heaven-defying item. If he obtained it, he could at least break through to the profound life realm, or even the profound death realm. Now, if it was gone, wouldn't it be a tragedy? If the Qian Kuan ring was destroyed, the items in the Qian Kuan ring would fall into a place called the spatial crack. It was said that only Heaven Ascension realm experts could tear through space. Their attacks had the effect of tearing through space and were extremely powerful. No matter how tough one's body was, it would be useless when there was a spatial crack. Sigh. Treasures have always been obtained by the fated ones. If it's gone, it means that I am not the fated one. Yi Xian shook his head. He was already very calm when it came to such matters. After all, his main target this time was Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie. He hoped that Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie would not die under the rain of flames. Through the vision of the old tree and Wei Zhentian, Yi Xian saw that Nalan Bing and the others had burned their life force and killed their way out. The ancestor of the Nalan family, Nalan Xiong, did not die, so everyone in the Nalan family managed to escape. However, the Mo family did not have such a good fate. The 3 first-level profound life realm experts all died under the rain of flames. Their Qian Kuan rings also fell into the infernal inferno. Not only that, even the old tree and Wei Zhentian were smashed to death by the last round of rain of flames. When the experts of the Nalan family saw that Yi Xian had left, they quickly led their men and retreated. Then, Yi Xian broke through the void and returned. Although the Qian Kuan rings fell into the infernal inferno, the temperature of the infernal inferno is not as high as the rain of flames. The Qian Kuan rings might still be there. Yi Xian immediately turned into a stream of light and entered the infernal inferno. As for the old tree and Wei Zhentian, they killed the geocentric flame demon above. Soon, Yi Xian found 2 Qian Kuan rings and devoured the items inside. His cultivation base increased by a lot. Unfortunately, he could not find the 3rd Qian Kuan ring. After he left the infernal inferno, a fire devil overlord attacked him. The fire devil overlord was at first level profound life realm, so it was not difficult to deal with. Wei Zhentian, kill it! Yi Xian said to Wei Zhentian. Wei Zhentian was at immortality realm level 9, but he had not reached the peak. Therefore, Yi Xian wanted to use this opportunity to help him reach the peak of Immortality Realm Level 9. Chapter 1445. Furthermore, Naylan Bing had the Naylan family's #1 ancestor, Naylan Xiong, with her. With Yi Xian's current cultivation base, he would not be able to fight them head-on. Hence he had to break through. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Although the geocentric flaming demon was a fire-type creature, Yi Xian's unicorn vital energy had the ability to burn everything under the heavens. Using fire to burn fire was nothing. Huff huff huff. Yi Xian killed a level 9 golden flaming demon, and the geocentric core fell into Yi Xian's hands. Not only could the geocentric core increase Yi Xian's cultivation base, but it could also increase Wei Zhentian's cultivation base. Most importantly, it could be used to restore the cooldown of Unicorn's descent. As expected. Seeing this, Yi Xian couldn't help but smirk. It seemed that his guess was right. He had stayed behind to test out the effects of the geocentric core. The cooldown of Unicorn's descent required the corpse and soul of a heaven-reaching beast to restore it. Since the geocentric flaming demon was an exotic beast, its geocentric core might be able to do the same. Now it seemed that Yi Xian could not only be used to break through, but also to reduce the cooldown of Unicorn's descent. There were countless powerful geocentric flaming demons in the infernal inferno. If he could kill all of them, breaking through to level 9 immortality stage would not be a problem. Immediately, Yi Xian continued his massacre. Previously, there was a flaming demon emperor in the infernal inferno. Now that the flaming demon emperor had self-destructed, there were only a few level 2 profound life realm flaming demon emperors left. In Yi Xian's vision, there was only one flaming demon emperor, which was still very far away from him. Apart from the profound life realm flaming demon emperor, the rest of the geocentric flaming demons could not withstand a single blow from Yi Xian. One by one, the geocentric cores were devoured by Yi Xian. As Yi Xian and Wei Zhentian's cultivation base continued to increase, the cooldown of Unicorn's descent also continued to decrease. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. A system notification rang. Yi Xian glanced at it and realized that his killing intent had increased by a lot this time. He narrowed his eyes and took a look. He discovered that Wei Zhentian had finished off the first layer profound life stage Flame Devil Monarch. Wei Zhentian was on Immortality Level 9. It was all thanks to his immortal Phoenix bloodline and his fire resistance that he was able to kill the Fire Demon Overlord. At this moment, Wei Zhentian had already transformed into a sky dragon. He was holding a core of the earth and swallowing it into his mouth. Well well. Yi Xian nodded in satisfaction. Ding! Wei Zhentian has broken through. Currently at the first level of the profound life realm. Kill Wei Zhentian was no longer shackled. He could take the lead in breaking through the shackles of the major realms. However, he could only reach the first level of the profound life realm and could not advance any further. Kill. Not bad, not bad. Unicorn's cooldown has been reduced by 5%. Yi Xian was very satisfied. If he could eliminate all the geocentric flame devils and flame devil overlords in this area, Unicorn's descent would be off cooldown. Immediately, he increased his speed. Wei Zhentian, I'll leave those profound life stage flame devil emperors to you. Yi Xian said to Wei Zhentian. The latter had already broken through to the first layer of the profound life stage. Hence, it would be even easier for him to deal with the Flame Devil Emperor, who was also at the first layer of the profound life stage. As for Yi Xian, Old Tree, and Luo, they continued to kill the smaller geocentric flame devils. Time slowly passed. Soon, half a day had passed. After Wei Zhentian killed a flame devil sovereign at the second level of the profound life realm, Yi Xian heard another system notification. Ding! The host has broken through and is currently at Immortal Level Rank 9. Finally, he had broken through to Immortal Level Rank 9. However, after Immortal Level Rank 9, there was still the peak of Immortal Level Rank 9. Before he broke through to the peak of Immortal Level Rank 9, Yi Xian did not know if there would be any requirements to break through. However, this was a topic for another time. Anyway, he had broken through to Immortal Level Rank 9 and his strength had undergone a qualitative change. At the same time, Yi Xian made a decision. Ding! Are you willing to exchange 1,500 years of your life for one devour point? The system notification said. Previously, Yi Xian had exchanged his life for 2 devour points, which were 500 years and 1,000 years respectively. An immortal level rank 9 would have a lifespan of 3,000 years. If it were an ordinary person, they would probably die after exchanging for 2 devour points. However, Yi Xian had more than 1,500 years of lifespan as he had consumed the eternal youth spring water previously. Moreover, he still had 100 years of eternal youth spring water in his Qian Kuan ring. Even if he exchanged for 3 devour points, he still had 100 years of lifespan left. Hence, he was not afraid. Ding! You have exchanged 1,500 years of lifespan for 1 devour point. After the system notification was heard, Yi Xian glanced at the panel. Indeed, there was an additional devour point. If it were before, he might have saved up the devour point. However, he did not do so now. Ding! Unicorn Descent has been successfully upgraded. Another system notification was heard. The first upgrade of Unicorn Descent only required 1 devour point. Hence, Yi Xian chose to upgrade without hesitation. After the upgrade, the power of Unicorn Descent had increased. Moreover, it could be used twice in one cooldown. However, there was a time limit. It had to be used twice within a certain period of time. Otherwise, it would be useless. However, there was another disadvantage after the upgrade. The number of corpses required for the cooldown had increased. At my current level, if I use Unicorn Descent, I might be able to kill Nailan Xiong. Yi Xian thought to himself. He glanced at the death hunting order and realized that Nailan Bing and the rest had already left the Scarlet Flame Mountain range. He guessed that they had returned to the branch in the land of reincarnation. 2/3 of the geocentric flame demons in the Infernal Inferno had been killed. Among them, none of the fire demon lords of level 1 or level 2 profound life realm were left. That should be enough. Let's go and kill them all. Yi Xian squinted his eyes and broke through the void. Are we finally going to fight? Old Shu's remnant flame flashed over, passed through the void door, and arrived outside the Scarlet Flame Mountain range, which was near the Shadow Fox branch. Although he had joined later, he knew about the hatred between Yi Xian and the Xian Ming duo. Now, it was finally time to settle it. Among Yi Xian's group of 4, other than Luo, who had almost broken through to Immortality Realm level 9, the rest had already reached Immortality Realm level 9. Among them, Wei Zhentian was even at Profound Life Realm level 1. With their current strength, it would not be a problem for them to challenge the entire Shadow Fox family. Chapter 1446. After his Eye of Perception was upgraded to the Immortal Eye level, his range of perception had greatly increased. In addition to his killer instinct and spiritual sense, he could scan the experts from the Nailan family from afar. Previously in the Scarlet Flame Mountain range, other than Nailan Xiong, who was at the 2nd level Profound Life Realm, Nailan Bing, and Nailan Jie, there were 2 other 1st level Profound Life Realm experts. In addition to Nailan Yongjia, there were a total of 6 of them. Wu, I'm only at the 8th level of Immortality Realm. It seems that I can't participate in this battle. Luo, who was in the planting space, said with a crying face. No, I'll do it alone this time. Yi Xian lightly smiled. Then he approached the Shadow Fox branch and explosively shouted, Nailan Bing, Nailan Jie, get out here. His voice was deafening, and it spread to the elites in the branch. Who is so bold to shout the names of the 2 elders? It seems to be an Immortality Realm level 9 expert. He's courting death. Go capture him. Immediately, a few Immortality Realm level 8 experts rushed out, ready to capture Yi Xian. Unfortunately, they were killed by Wei Zhentian and the old tree as soon as they appeared. Ding, the host's killing intent has increased. Ding, the host's killing intent has increased. Ding, the host's killing intent has increased. Yi Xian's killing intent had increased a little. However, in the 9th level of Immortality Realm, he didn't want to increase his killing intent to the upper limit because it was a waste of time. Even if he killed all of these people, he wouldn't be able to reach the upper limit. Seeing the 2 helpers of Yi Xian, the group of people was shocked. They wanted to surround and attack Yi Xian, but they didn't expect to be killed in an instant. However, the main character had finally arrived. In the distance, a few figures flew over. All of them were at the Rebirth Realm. Among them, 2 were Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie. As for the first elder of the Nailan family, Nailan Xiong, he was naturally among them. 1 at the second level of the profound life stage and 5 at the first level of the profound life stage. This was not a weak strength. But Yi Xian just stood there, motionless. Although he had unicorn's descent, which was an explosive skill, it was better not to use this godly skill. Who knew what would happen next? It was better to keep it as a trump card. You actually walked right into the trap? Nailin Bing couldn't help but ask after seeing Yi Xian. No, you used the wrong word. I'm not walking into a trap. I'm going to exterminate your entire family. Yi Xian shook his head. What about the little fox? Nailin Jie asked. Nailin Bing needed Luolua's body so that she could break through quickly. At that time, Nailin Jie would also find a body with good qualifications, and they would soon surpass the peak. If you want to know where Luoluo is, kill me. Yi Xian replied calmly. Since the other party had the ability to search his soul, he would be able to find out after killing him. Previously, he had searched the souls of those on immortal level rank 9 because he had the spiritual eye. Of course, the ability to search one's soul had different levels. Now that he was at immortal level rank 9, whether the other party could search his soul or not was still a question. Humph. Boasting shamelessly. Today, I will avenge my elder brother. A rank 1 profound life realm warrior from the Nailin family stepped forward. He was Nailin Xinghui's younger brother, Nailin Yonghui. If you want to touch the young master, you have to go through me. The old tree suddenly appeared between Yi Xian and Nailin Yonghui. How dare a mere demon act so presumptuously in front of me? Dang! Nailin Yonghui immediately dove down. Facing a rank 1 profound life realm warrior, the old tree didn't panic. When the other party approached, it suddenly unleashed Remnant Flame. Remnant Flame Doppelganger. In an instant, an afterimage of the old tree condensed behind Nailin Yonghui's back. Then, the old tree rapidly changed its position. What? Nailin Yonghui was shocked. He quickly defended himself, but unfortunately, he was one step too slow. Bang! Nailin Yonghui's entire body flew towards Yi Xian. At this moment, an air-piercing sound was heard. Wei Zhentian, who was at the first profound life realm, suddenly transformed into a giant dragon. Its giant claws seemed to be able to cover the sky. Wei Zhentian was only a divine weapon. Even Nailin Bing, who had seen it a few times, thought that it was controlled by Yi Xian. However, this wasn't the case. Wei Zhentian had its own consciousness. Before Nailin Yonghui could react, he was caught by the giant dragon claws. Presumptuous! Seeing this, Nailin Xiong also roared. Every profound life realm warrior was the backbone of the Nailin family. They had already lost one in the Scarlet Flame Mountain range, so they couldn't afford to lose another one. Nailin Xiong immediately made his move. At the same time, Yi Xian also secretly made his move. Deity's Eye. Soul's Eye. From the moment Nailin Yonghui made his move, he was already using his Soul's Eye to attack. He was currently at the 9th level of the Immortality Realm, so it shouldn't be a problem for him to control a first profound life realm warrior. However, this required time, because Nailin Yonghui had lived for more than 2,000 years. Immortality realm warriors could live up to 3,000 years without burning their lifespan. Once they broke through to the profound life realm, their lifespan would instantly increase by 500 years. In other words, Nailin Yonghui, who was at the first profound life realm, had a lifespan of 3,500 years. Next, from the first profound life realm to the second profound life realm, one's lifespan would also increase by 500 years. A 9th profound life realm warrior could live for more than 7,000 years. Nailin Yonghui had also used up a lot of his lifespan, but he had lived for a longer period of time. The strength of his soul was extraordinary, so it was more difficult to control. If he dares to come over, I'll blow his head off. At this moment, Old Tree suddenly appeared behind Nailin Yonghui, who was being squeezed by the dragon claws until only his head was exposed. Hearing this, Nailin Xiong's figure immediately stopped. What do you want? Nailin Xiong gritted his teeth and said. He didn't expect Yi Xian and the others to be able to resist his will of charm. It was too unbelievable. Nothing much. Yi Xian smiled indifferently and secretly used his Eye of Soul to attack Nailin Yonghui. The latter's mouth was being squeezed by the dragon claws, and he couldn't move. During the conversation, Yi Xian had already used his Eye of Soul a few times. Ding! Control successful. After the sixth eye of soul, Yi Xian successfully controlled Nalan Yonghui. Then he began to act. Bang! Nalan Yonghui suddenly burned his lifespan and shattered Wei Zhentian's claws. Old Tree pretended to not be able to react, allowing Nalan Yonghui to escape. Brat, I'm going to kill you. Nalan Xiong didn't suspect anything and directly rushed down. Good timing. Yi Xian's eyes flashed as he faced Nalan Xiong. He raised his hand and slashed down. A huge battle broke out. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Chapter 1447. Under normal circumstances, Profound Life Realm experts wouldn't care about Immortality Realm Level 9 experts. Immortality Realm Level 9 experts were like ants in their eyes. However, Yi Xian's strength couldn't be described as ordinary. He had the ability to kill Nalan Xinghui in an instant. Rumble! A wave of air swept across the battlefield. In Nalan Bing and the rest's hearts, Nalan Xiong would definitely be able to capture Nalan Xinghui. However, the scene they were expecting didn't appear. Yi Xian was actually evenly matched with Nalan Xiong. Go! Seeing this, Nalan Yongjia also rushed out. Nalan Bing, Nalan Jia, and the remaining Profound Life Realm expert also rushed out. Nalan Yongjia and the other person went to kill Old Tree and Wei Zhentian. As for Nalan Bing and Nalan Jia, they went to help the first ancestor, Nalan Xiong. However, at this moment, bang! Suddenly, a sound entered everyone's ears. From the corner of their eyes, they saw Nalan Yongjia's head suddenly explode. His corpse fell from the sky. What happened? How did Nalan Yongjia get killed in an instant? When they saw clearly, they discovered that the one who attacked was actually Nalan Yonghui. Nalan Yonghui killed Nalan Yongjia. How was this possible? Yonghui, you! The other Profound Life Realm expert from the Nalan family was shocked. He would never have thought that Nalan Yonghui would actually attack his own people. However, they instantly reacted. Nalan Yonghui must have been charmed. However, Nalan Yonghui was a rebirth realm expert. Although he didn't have 6 tails, he wasn't someone that Yi Xian could control. If it was an ordinary soul eye, Yi Xian definitely wouldn't be able to do it. However, he had the immortal eye unicorn bloodline in his body, so he could barely do it. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Nalan Yongjia's death gave Yi Xian a large amount of killing intent. At the same time, it also increased his strength by 30%. This was because Yi Xian had already started a killing feast. Wei Zhentian, Old Tree, Nalan Yonghui, kill the last person. Yi Xian immediately gave the order to the 3 men. With the 3 of them working together, even if the other party were to burn his lifespan, they would still be able to deal with him within 3 moves. Not good, Bing. Jie, you guys go and help. Na Lan Xiong's face changed, and he didn't have time to be sad and hurriedly shouted. When Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie heard this, they immediately turned around and left, but it was useless. Residual flame. In the blink of an eye, the Old Tree arrived behind the last person and threw out a punch. This move of residual flame was simply too powerful. It was simply impossible to guard against. Bang! The last rebirth realm expert couldn't help but be blasted forward. He knew that he had to go all out this time. However, the other party was 3 against 1. Even if he burned his lifespan, he wouldn't be able to hold on for long. What's more, Nalan Yonghui was also burning his lifespan. In less than 3 rounds, this person was directly killed. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. With his death, Yi Xian's killing intent skyrocketed. At the same time, the Feast of Slaughter also increased by 30%. However, this was not the most shocking part. Rip! With a crisp sound, Na Lan Yonghui's sword pierced through his own heart. 3 rebirth realm experts had fallen within 5 seconds. This allowed Yi Xian's Feast of Slaughter to double. Double! Old man, you're dead meat. Just as Na Lan Xiong was in shock, Yi Xian suddenly launched an attack. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. A golden flaming dragon roared out. Na Lan Xiong was obviously slower by a beat. However, he was still a 2nd-level Profound Life Realm expert, so he was able to defend himself. Unfortunately, this attack had triggered an effect. 1 hit 1 kill. Ding! Host has triggered 1 hit 1 kill effect. Yi Xian's golden flaming dragon instantly broke through Na Lanxiong's defense. It didn't consume a single bit of its power, allowing Na Lanxiong to completely absorb the damage from the golden flaming dragon. The blazing flames instantly melted Na Lanxiong's muscles, bones, skin, and flesh. In the blink of an eye, Na Lanxiong was incinerated, leaving nothing behind. He didn't expect that after burning 20 years of his life, he still couldn't block Yi Xian's attack. Not only that, even Yi Xian didn't expect his attack to trigger one-hit one-kill effect. Although this effect wasn't applied to Na Lanxiong's body, it easily broke through Na Lanxiong's defense. Therefore, Na Lanxiong was instantly killed. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. A system notification rang out, and Yi Xian's killing intent skyrocketed. With Na Lanxiong's death, only Yi Xian's trio and the mysterious underworld duo were left on the battlefield. First Elder, this is impossible. Na Lanbing and Na Lanjie were shocked. Na Lanxiong was the strongest in the Shadow Fox clan. Even when facing 5 first-level Profound Life Realm experts, Na Lanxiong could handle them with ease. But now, he was actually killed by Yi Xian in an instant? Just now, that golden flame dragon flickered. I'm afraid that the power is not something we can withstand. The sharp-eyed Na Lanjie noticed this, but he didn't have time to think too much about it. With Na Lanxiong dead, the Na Lan clan only had 2 Rebirth Realm experts left. They couldn't fight Yi Xian at all. Sister, let's go. Na Lanjie immediately left with Na Lanbing, but before they could turn around, the old tree and Wei Zhentian had already intercepted them. Yi Xian had been chasing after Na Lanbing and Na Lanjie ever since he was in the Nether Passage realm. After that, he went through the Fulfillment realm, the Fragmentation realm, the Nirvana realm, and the Immortality realm. During this time, the mysterious underworld duo and Yi Xian had been in danger many times. Now, it was finally time to put an end to it. Mo Shui, wait for me at Huang Quan's place. Today is the day I avenge you. Yi Xian's lips curled up slightly. His words fell into the mysterious underworld duo's ears. Mo Shui was their enemy. Although he died at Yi Xian's hands in the end, Yi Xian had made a promise to kill the mysterious underworld duo before he killed Mo Shui. After today, Mo Shui could finally rest in peace. Let's go. Na Lanjie didn't say anything else and left with Na Lanbing again. He knew that they had to break through Wei Zhentian and the old tree's blockade. Otherwise they would die here. You want to leave? Say. Yi Xian instantly turned into a ray of light and swept towards the two. After Na Lanxiong's death, his amplification had increased from 2 times to 160 times. His speed had far surpassed Na Lanbing and Na Lanjie. In the blink of an eye, he intercepted Na Lanbing and Na Lanjie. You can't escape. Give up resistance and say your last words. Chapter 1448. However, even if the one-hit kill effect was not triggered, Na Lanxiong would only be able to block the attack. At that time, Yi Xian would only need to use the Death Hunt command and the Eye of Assassination once more. Na Lanxiong would die sooner or later. Even Na Lanxiong could not avoid Yi Xian's butcher's knife. Na Lanbing and Na Lanjie could not. I just want to know who you are. Na Lanbing gritted her teeth and asked. In her opinion, Yi Xian could not be an ordinary person with such talent. It was very likely that he was also a reincarnator. I remember that you have asked this question before. I have also answered once. I am not a reincarnator. After Yi Xian finished speaking, he slowly raised the scarlet flame sword in his hand and said, If these are your last words, then please accompany Mo Shui in hell. After he finished speaking, the wind whistled. A huge golden flame dragon swallowed the two of them at a speed that they couldn't dodge at all. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. 2 system notifications rang in Yi Xian's mind. Na Lanbing and Na Lanjie were finally killed by Yi Xian. Mo Shui's death was finally avenged. Ding! Host has completed a random task. Host has learned the Void special positioning. Hearing this, Yi Xian could not help but smile. It seemed that Na Lanbing and Na Lanjie were really dead this time. At that moment, he used the Void special positioning to mark Wei Zhentian and then used the Eyes of the Void. In the next moment, he appeared behind Wei Zhentian. The Void special positioning was actually a moving Void special positioning. From now on, Yi Xian could freely teleport to Wei Zhentian, the old tree, or Luo Luo's side. Then, he cleaned up the battlefield. After he collected all the interspatial rings and checked them, he found that there was no treasure inside. That's strange. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie have successfully taken back their bodies. That means that they should have gotten the treasure. Why is there no treasure? Yi Xian was very surprised. He continued to check. He guessed that the treasure was something insignificant that he did not find. However, at this moment, a strange energy suddenly rose from Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie's bodies. "Young master, look!" The old tree suddenly reminded him. Yi Xian collected his thoughts and looked to see white smoke rising from Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie's bodies. "This is the reincarnation's will?" He raised an eyebrow. Previously, when Mo Shui died, a strange big eyeball suddenly appeared, similar to the Eye of Death. It was said that it was called the Eye of Reincarnation, and it specialized in absorbing the will of reincarnation. The reincarnations to reincarto to reincarnation. Now that the reincarnations will had appeared, did that mean that the reincarnation city master would come again? Before Yi Xian could react, a gigantic eyeball appeared in the sky. Looking at the patterns on the eyeball, it was indeed the eye of Samsara from that day. It really appeared. Yi Xian did not know if this reincarnation eye belonged to the reincarnation city master. After the reincarnation eye appeared, the reincarnation wills of Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie floated towards it. However, at this moment, another huge eye appeared. What? A second reincarnation eye? Yi Xian was shocked. At this moment, there was an reincarnation eye on his left and right. The two reincarnation eyes suddenly looked at each other. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie's reincarnation wills stopped rising. They were sandwiched in the middle. Both sides are fighting for the reincarnation wills? Yi Xian raised an eyebrow and immediately understood. "Young master, I want to see too," Luo Luo hurriedly shouted in the planting space. Hearing this, Yi Xian did not hesitate and let Luo Luo out. However, after Luo Luo appeared, another reincarnation eye appeared in the sky. A third one. "Oh my god, I heard that the reincarnation eye is an extremely rare eye in the world. It can absorb the reincarnator's will and feed it back to its owner. Now, 3 reincarnation eyes have appeared at once. This is too scary." Yi Xian could not help but shudder. The 3 reincarnation eyes were like 3 legs of a tripod, opposing each other. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie's reincarnation wills were sandwiched in the middle. The 3 sides did not seem to be moving, but in fact, they were secretly fighting for the ownership of the 2 reincarnation wills. "Both of you, there is a first-come first-serve rule. You are violating the rules." Suddenly, the reincarnation eye that appeared first condensed the image of a man. After hearing this voice, Yi Xian's body trembled violently. He recognized this voice. The reincarnation city master. "You can't say that. I need this too. I can't give it to you." When the second eye of reincarnation appeared, it also formed the shadow of a beautiful woman. After seeing this woman's appearance, Yi Xian and the others trembled violently. This woman was from the Fox Charm clan. She had a pair of fox ears and 9 fox tails. However, her fur was gray, which was relatively rare in the fox tribe. At the same time, after seeing this woman's image, Luo Luo's blood started to boil. "Luo Luo, what's wrong?" Yi Xian sensed Luo Luo's abnormality and hurriedly asked. I don't know. I don't know why the blood in my body is boiling. It seems to be caused by this woman." Luo Luo hurriedly shook her head. This was the first time she had seen this beautiful woman's face. However, she felt a sense of familiarity towards this woman. At this time, the third reincarnation eye condensed a figure. It was a white-haired elder. "Reincarnation City Master, Reincarnation Fox, both of you have been in the land of reincarnation for countless years and have absorbed countless reincarnation wills. Isn't that enough?" The white-haired elder said. "Haha, Reincarnation Venerable, if we were in different positions today, would you give up?" The Reincarnation City Master suddenly laughed. "In that case, let's compete fairly." Reincarnation Venerable snorted. "All right, fair competition." The man and woman looked at each other. In the next moment, the 2 reincarnation eyes above their heads suddenly turned around and focused their attention on the reincarnation eye above Reincarnation Venerable's head. "What?" Reincarnation Venerable was shocked. His image shattered instantly, And so did the reincarnation eye above his head. We were tricked. Haha, 3 people, 2 reincarnation wills. This is impossible to divide. However, 1 less person is enough. Chapter 1449. Okay. The beautiful woman nodded and absorbed Nalan Bing's reincarnation will. Nalan Jie's reincarnation will was absorbed by the Samsara City Master. They could split it evenly. There were only 2 of them in the land of reincarnation. The Samsara supremacy had only risen in recent years. How could they split it evenly? At this moment, the Samsara City Lord glanced at Yi Xian's group of 4 from the corner of his eye and raised his eyebrows. Young man, we meet again. How long has it been? I never thought that you would actually improve to such an extent. After Mo Shui's death, the Samsara City Master didn't form a phantom and only spoke. Yi Xian remembered that the Samsara City Master said that he didn't reincarnate. This meant that there were only 3 possibilities. 1. The Samsara City Master sensed wrongly. 2. Yi Xian's achievements would surpass the Samsara City Master's. 3. Yi Xian's body and soul would be destroyed or he would become a ghost spirit. Now it seemed that Yi Xian's achievements would surpass the Samsara City Master's. Greetings, Senior. Yi Xian cupped his fists. The reincarnation will from last time and this reincarnation will are related to you. If you have the chance in the future, you can come and visit me. The Samsara City Master smiled. Thank you, Senior. Yi Xian thanked the Samsara City Master. He estimated that the Samsara City Master was at least a Samsara realm expert. This was a super expert who surpassed the profound death realm. The Samsara City Master nodded and looked at the woman. Xing. This little fox seems to be related to you. I'll take my leave first. Okay. The woman nodded. The Samsara City Master and the eye of reincarnation above his head turned into nothingness. Now, only the reincarnation fox was left. She had noticed Luo from the beginning, but she was busy fighting for the reincarnation will. You're finally here. The woman looked at Luo and said slowly. Luo asked in surprise. Senior, do you know me? Yes. The woman nodded. Not only do we know each other, but we're also very familiar with each other. I was the one who reincarnated you. As soon as these words were spoken, whether it was Luo, Yi Xian, Old Shu, or Wei Zhentian, they were all extremely shocked. Is Luo also a reincarnator? Luo didn't dare to believe it either. However, after thinking about it carefully, she felt that it was possible. The bloodline in her body was simply too noble. She was probably one of the best in the fox race. Furthermore, she was born with an extra tuft of golden tail hair. This was very strange because she was a white fox. Previously, she thought that it was because of her ancestor, but now, it seemed that the tuft of golden tail hair was probably done by this woman, because she was the one who helped Luo reincarnate. But why did Luo want to reincarnate? You probably have a lot of questions in your heart right now, but it's not time for you to know them yet. After the woman finished speaking, she gently waved her hand. In the next moment, the 9 tails behind Luo suddenly unfurled. This scene frightened the Shadow Fox clansmen who were watching from afar. 9 tails. The little girl that they had schemed so hard to catch had actually grown into a 9-tailed fox. However, this was nothing compared to the woman with the eye of reincarnation. Whoosh! At this moment, the tuft of golden tail hair hidden in Luolua's tail suddenly appeared. Then, it directly entered Luolua's body. What? Yi Xian was shocked. The golden tail hair entered Luolua's body. Could it be that something bad had happened? However, he was overthinking. After the golden tail hair entered Luolua's body, Luolua's tail started to mutate. During the previous mutation, Luo grew 9 tails, and one of them turned golden. And this time, 2 of the 7 white tails actually started to turn golden. In the end, Luo became a fox with 3 golden tails and 6 white tails. It looked a little strange. Your realm is not high enough. This is the only way. The woman sighed. This time, although Luo had mutated, Yi Xian's immortal eye unicorn bloodline didn't change. For some reason he didn't know. However, Luo had improved by quite a bit. Ding! Luo has made a breakthrough. Currently at Immortality Realm Level 9. Ding! Luo has made a breakthrough. Currently at Profound Life Realm Level 1. After 2 consecutive system notifications, Luoluo's aura suddenly increased by more than 10 times. This scene shocked Yi Xian. Luoluo had suddenly jumped 2 levels? However, this wasn't what shocked Yi Xian. Yi Xian was currently at Immortality Realm level 9. Other than Wei Zhentian, Luoluo and the old tree couldn't surpass the Immortality Realm. However, Luoluo had broken through to Profound Life Realm level 1 just like Wei Zhentian. At this moment, Yi Xian subconsciously glanced at Luoluo and realized that Luoluo had also broken through the shackles of the realm. In the future, when Yi Xian broke through to Profound Life Realm level 9, they could break through to Profound Death Realm ahead of time. However, they could only break through to Profound Death Realm level 1. We've made a profit. Yi Xian's eyes immediately lit up. The bloodline density in my body has increased by a lot. My ability to absorb and refine Yuan Qi has increased by a lot. Luoluo's eyes lit up. Suddenly, her fur flashed, and she turned into a golden fox. This was a transformation. Luoluo has merged with the golden tail fur. Now Luoluo can transform freely? Yi Xian was extremely shocked and hurriedly asked in his mind. Young master, I can transform freely now. I don't need to use the golden tail fur anymore. However, there is a time limit. Luoluo replied. Previously, the golden tail fur was a consumable item. Every time it was used it was gone. Now, it was equivalent to a skill with a cooldown time. Luoluo's strength had increased. However, at this moment, the lady suddenly said in a strange tone, "That's strange. Why is she only at Profound Life Realm?" These words caused Yi Xian and the others to be extremely shocked. Why was she only at Profound Life Realm? Could it be that the lady could directly raise Luoluo's strength to Profound Death Realm? Or was it the Samsara Realm? Heavens! Yi Xian wanted to kill himself. If he was at Profound Life Realm level 1, wouldn't Luoluo be able to reach Profound Life Realm level 9 in an instant? What a huge loss. Forget it. Profound Life Realm it is. The lady shook her head and said, "It's not time for you to know about your background. Come to the 100 Fox Manor in the west of the land of reincarnation. I'll wait for you there." 100 Fox Manor. When Yi Xian and Luoluo heard this name, they couldn't help but look at each other. This name was extremely unfamiliar. However, the 100 Fox Manor was in the west of the land of reincarnation. Previously, they had gone to find old immortal Jianghu. The latter had said that if they wanted to know about Luoluo's bloodline, they could go to the west of the land of reincarnation. Chapter 1450. I'll wait for you. Before Luoluo could ask, the woman suddenly said these words and disappeared. The 3 eyes of reincarnation had all disappeared as if they had never appeared, leaving behind Yi Xian and the other 3 dumbfounded people as well as the corpses. Yi Xian was also helpless. Since they knew each other, why didn't they give her something good and just leave like that? However, he felt that the relationship between the Fox of Reincarnation and Luoluo was not that simple. At the same time, he was also surprised that Luoluo was a reincarnator. I didn't expect this little girl to be a reincarnator. I wonder how powerful she was in her previous life. Old Tree was also very surprised. Who would have thought that a 16-year-old Luoluo would have such a background? However, it made sense when he thought about it. The heaven-loathing fox bloodline was so powerful and there were so many Fox clan members in this world. How could she be so ordinary? No wonder I have inherited memories. I'm a reincarnator too. However, why don't I have memories of my previous life? Luoluo asked curiously. Most reincarnators would know their previous life's identity once they awakened their inherited memories. However, Luoluo's inherited memories did not contain any memories of her previous life. There were only some martial arts skills and some knowledge. This was a little strange. Maybe the Fox of Reincarnation sealed it when he helped you reincarnate. Don't be afraid. We will know when we reach the 100 Fox Manor. Yi Xian said as he stroked Luoluo's hair. After knowing that Luoluo was a reincarnator, he felt that he had hit the jackpot. Perhaps Luoluo was a super powerful Samsara realm expert in her previous life. However, when he formed a contract with Luoluo, he was only a supreme being. He was still a supreme being's 3 sovereign disasters away from the manifestation realm. At that time, he would never have thought that Luoluo had such a background. If he had known back then, his heart would have probably broken from fear. However, Luoluo's change this time was out of everyone's expectations. Yi Xian originally thought that the eyes of reincarnation would disappear after absorbing the reincarnation will. 100 Fox Manor? I've never heard of it. The Fox of Samsara seems to be a Samsara realm expert, but he's still very far away from us. The old tree shook his head and said, they were currently only at the profound life realm. Only by reaching the 9th level of the profound life realm would they be able to break through to the profound death realm. Only after breaking through to the 9th level of the profound death realm would they be able to reach the samsara realm. In any case, they were still too weak now. Let's take it one step at a time. We just need to ask around along the way. Yi Xian breathed a sigh of relief. However, right at this moment, swish! Suddenly, a sharp sound of breaking through the air fell into everyone's ears. Bang! After this sound, there was a loud noise. What's the situation? Yi Xian and the others suddenly turned their heads and saw a pillar of light soaring into the sky. This pillar of light was rising from the Scarlet Flame Mountain range, piercing straight into the clouds. Young master, it seems like a treasure has appeared. Luo Luo's eyes lit up as she happily said. Today, it was really a happy day. Today, Yi Xian and the others' strength had improved qualitatively. They even killed Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie to avenge Mo Shui. Even Luo Luo had changed again. Most importantly, they had confirmed Luo Luo's origin. Now, another treasure had appeared. It was really a happy day. Young master, you didn't find the treasure in these people's interspatial rings. Maybe they didn't find it either. This time the treasure has appeared. Old Tree narrowed his eyes slightly. In fact, Yi Xian had also thought of this. He immediately broke through the void and said, let's go in and take a look. How could they miss the treasure that had appeared? Originally, Yi Xian wanted to perform a soul search, but it would take too long, so Yi Xian decided to take a look first. If it was really the treasure that could allow people to reincarnate, it would save them the time of a soul search. Immediately, Yi Xian and the others came to the Scarlet Flame Mountains again. The light beam was nearby, so Yi Xian quickly rushed over. However, he was blocked by a layer of milky white light film. What a strong aura of life. If an injured person entered, their injuries would be healed instantly. Yi Xian narrowed his eyes. This layer of light film was the mysterious life qi. However, because it was too strong, he did not dare to enter because he was afraid that he would explode like the Flame Demon Emperor. Young master, I'll go in and take a look. After the old tree finished speaking, it directly rushed into the layer of white light film. However, before it could go far, Yi Xian heard 2 system notifications. Ding! The spirit of ashes is dead. Ding! The spirit of ashes is resurrected. Sigh, it really exploded because of the strong mysterious life qi. In this case, how can we go in? Old Tree said helplessly. It was not a good thing that the mysterious life qi was too strong. Not only that, but there is also a layer of mysterious death qi behind the mysterious life qi. Even if we go through, we can't enter. Yi Xian could not help but say. The mysterious life qi was healing, and the mysterious death qi was rotting. Yi Xian was almost certain that the treasure that was unearthed this time should be the treasure that could allow people to reincarnate. This treasure must contain both mysterious life qi and mysterious death qi in order to balance the mysterious life and death qi in the body and allow people to reincarnate. However, how was he going to get close to this place and obtain that treasure? Could they only wait? By the way, you can exchange for items that collect mysterious life qi and mysterious death qi. Yi Xian suddenly thought of this and spent a large amount of super devouring crystals to exchange for something called the Life and Death Retriever. This Life and Death Retriever could collect mysterious life qi and mysterious death qi and use them for cultivation. Then, Yi Xian took out the Life and Death Retriever. This Life and Death Retriever was like a vacuum cleaner. Once it was activated, it began to collect mysterious life qi. Wow, there is so much mysterious life qi. If I have it, my cultivation level will increase rapidly. Luo Luo could not help but exclaim when she saw the speed at which the Life and Death Retriever was collecting mysterious life qi. Wei Zhentian was an omnipotent weapon and did not need mysterious life and death qi. The old tree was the spirit of ashes and did not need mysterious life and death qi. Yi Xian relied on devouring to level up, so he did not need mysterious life and death qi. Therefore, only Luo Luo could use mysterious life and death qi. The mysterious life qi interacted with each other and was quickly absorbed by Yi Xian's Life and Death Retriever. Next was the mysterious death chi. If a person below the rebirth state touched even a little of this mysterious death chi, they would be turned into ashes, let alone so much of it. This mysterious life chi and mysterious death chi are enough for Luo Luo to cultivate for a long time. Yi Xian's eyes flashed. Soon, the mysterious death chi was collected and Yi Xian put the life and death retriever into the devouring space. Young master, there is someone. Chapter 1451. Upon hearing this, Yi Xian turned his head and discovered a few figures with his eye of revelation. They are at least at the third level of the profound life realm. Yi Xian raised his eyebrows. There were a total of 3 people, all of whom were at least at the second level of the profound life realm. The leader was suspected to be at the third level of the profound life realm. Where did these people come from? They should be from a certain faction in the land of reincarnation, Yi Xian thought to himself. These 3 people should have been attracted by the light pillar that appeared when the treasure was unearthed. No matter what, even if Yi Xian was at the 4th level of the profound life realm, he had to obtain this treasure. Let's go. Yi Xian immediately led Luo Luo and the other 2 towards the light pillar. At the same time, the people in the distance did the same. They had also noticed Yi Xian. Kill them. The long-haired man in the lead shouted. As his voice faded, the 2 experts at the second level of the profound life realm behind him rushed towards Yi Xian and the other 3. You are just a speck of light, yet you dare to compete with the bright moon? Yi Xian sneered. Although he had yet to reach the profound life realm, the second level of the profound life realm was nothing in his eyes. Not only could Wei Zhentian fight one-on-one, but so could Luo Luo. Even the 9th level of the immortality realm old tree would not be a problem. These 2 people would be left to Luo Luo and the other 2. Yi Xian immediately used the death hunt command to mark the long-haired man in the lead. He then crossed a large distance and arrived behind the long-haired man. In this world, killing others to obtain treasures was a matter of course, let alone a treasure that had just been unearthed. Eye of assassination. Killing intent explosion. Matchless flame dragon slash. The combination of the death hunt command and the eye of assassination greatly increased Yi Xian's attack power. However, this long-haired man was indeed at the 3rd level of the profound life realm. Furthermore, he had a strong background and would not be killed so easily. When Yi Xian's figure flashed behind him, he had already reacted. Bang! The long-haired man defended against the peerless true flame dragon slash. The power of the attack was comparable to his full-strength attack. Was it really possible for an immortal level rank 9 to do that? The long-haired man was surprised. No matter who you are, this treasure is mine. The long-haired man's eyes flickered and he suddenly attacked. I'll show you the true strength of Yi Xian. Yi Xian was determined to kill, so he immediately used his strongest move. Unicorn has descended. In an instant, a flaming hoof appeared above the long-haired man's head and slammed down. What? The long-haired man was shocked again. This time, the power of Yi Xian's divine ability was beyond his imagination. Boom! Before he could react, Unicorn's flaming hooves stomped on his body, breaking his defense in an instant. The power of Unicorn's descent had increased significantly after its upgrade. Moreover, it could be used twice within a certain period of time. The long-haired man smelled the aura of death, so he burned 100 years of his life to block the attack. Even so, he was severely injured by Unicorn's hoof. He could not help but spit out a mouthful of blood. One more time. Yi Xian's eyes flickered. Another unicorn's hoof stomped on him. Boom! This time, the long-haired man was trampled to death, leaving only his Qian Kuan ring. Unicorn's descent was indeed a divine ability. It was Yi Xian's greatest trump card. Yi Xian had no choice but to use his trump card to obtain the treasure. He was afraid that more powerful people would arrive later. Senior Zhang. After sensing the 2 powerful auras, the other 2 could not help but glance at them from the corner of their eyes. Both of them were stunned. Senior Zhang, who was at level 3 profound life realm, was killed instantly. How was this possible? Tisk. TSK. TSK. You 2 brats, don't be distracted during the battle. Old Tree's voice was suddenly heard from behind one of them. That person's body trembled violently. He heard that the source of the voice was less than half a meter away from him. Bang! Old Tree threw out a punch with all his might. It landed directly on his opponent's head. The scorching flames immediately burned more than half of his opponent's head. Ding. The host's killing intent has increased. Yi Xian, who was far away, heard 3 system notifications consecutively. It turned out that Luo Luo, who was at level 1 Profound Life Realm, had already killed the 3rd person with the 9 reincarnation flashes. The 3 of them had died unjustly. They did not even use 3/10 of their strength. Due to their carelessness, they were killed by Yi Xian and the other 3. Wei Zhentian did not even have the chance to attack in this battle. It was a pity. In the previous battle, Yi Xian's spoils were not enough for him to break through to the Profound Life Realm. However, after obtaining the 3 Qian Kuan rings, it was enough. Ding. The host has reached the peak of level 9 Immortality Realm. Another system notification sounded. Yi Xian knew that he needed to break through to the Profound Life Realm. Mysterious Life Energy. It actually needs Mysterious Life Energy. I'm really lucky. Yi Xian's eyes could not help but emit 2 rays of light. The mysterious life energy needed could not be refined by others. It had to be naturally produced. On the other hand, he had just collected a large amount of mysterious life qi. Wasn't that a stroke of luck? To break through from level 9 Immortality Realm to level 1 Profound Life Realm, one would need 10,000 mysterious life energy. This 10,000 was fixed. Yi Xian did not know how much, but he knew that the mysterious life energy in the life and death recycler was enough. At that moment, he used the mysterious life energy in the life and death recycler to break through. Ding. The host has broken through. Currently at level 1 Profound Life Realm. Ding. The ash spirit has broken through. Currently at level 1 Profound Life Realm. Finally, he had broken through to the Profound Life Realm. Now, Yi Xian could be considered as a rebirth realm elite. His lifespan had increased by 500 years. As for the mysterious life energy, the 10,000 points that he had consumed was like the tip of an iceberg compared to what he had just collected. Ding. Would the host like to use 1,500 years of lifespan to exchange for 1 devour point? Yes. Yi Xian made the decision without hesitation. Previously, he had used his lifespan to exchange for 2 devour points. He had used 500 years of lifespan and 1,000 years of lifespan respectively. This 3rd time, he had used up 1,500 years of lifespan. Level 1 Immortality Realm had a lifespan of 1,000 years. Every breakthrough would increase one's lifespan by 250 years. When one reached level 9 Immortality Realm, it would be exactly 3,000 years. As for the Profound Life Realm, each breakthrough could increase one's lifespan by 500 years. Hence, Yi Xian's total lifespan had reached 3,500 years. Using 3,000 years of lifespan to exchange for 3 devour points was enough. Ding. The host has used 1,500 years of lifespan to exchange for 1 devour point. The system notification sounded. Now, Yi Xian only had a few hundred years of lifespan left. However, this was enough for him. Chapter 1452. I can only use my lifespan to exchange for devour points 3 times? Yi Xian felt a little regretful. If only he could use his lifespan to exchange for devour points when he was in the rebirth state. Then, he could quickly collect devour points and fuse the 2 battle bloodlines. But then again, now that the 3 benefits had been delivered, it was time for him to find the treasure. He quickly turned around and dashed toward the pillar of light that shot into the sky. Once he was close enough, he would be able to use his eye of revelation to scan the treasure. The treasure was round and looked a little like a compass. However, there were strange patterns engraved on it. He did not know what they were. Yi Xian didn't care so much and directly went over to put away the treasure. As the treasure entered the devouring space, the pillar of light that soared into the sky also disappeared. I got the treasure. It's time to leave. Yi Xian sent Wei Zhentian and the other 2 into the planting space and left by himself. He did not know if there were any experts in the Scarlet Flame Mountain range. To be safe, it was better to leave the treasure's location. But what he did not know was that the treasure's location was where Naylan Bing and Naylan Jie reincarnated. Yi Xian passed through the void door and arrived outside the land of reincarnation. Young master, what's that treasure? Luo Luo could not help but ask. I'm not sure. Take a look. Yi Xian sent the treasure into the planting space and threw it to Luo Luo and the other 2. However, even with Luo Luo's inherited memories, she did not know what the treasure was. Young master, there seems to be something missing in the middle. Luo Luo looked at the center of the disc. Yes, I don't know if it was found by Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie. Let me search their souls first. Yi Xian nodded and took out Nalan Yonghui's corpse. He was at the first level of the Profound Life Realm. Nalan Yonghui was also at the first level of the Profound Life Realm when he was alive. When Yi Xian finished searching, he knew that the treasure was indeed the reincarnation treasure that Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie found in their previous lives. However, it was not complete. Previously, when Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie returned to the Shadow Fox clan, they drew the diagram of the treasure based on their memories. Nalan Yonghui had also seen the complete treasure, so Yi Xian had also seen it indirectly. The complete treasure was called the Life and Death Disc. Compared to the disc that Yi Xian had obtained, it had an extra central piece. The missing part was the black and white area, which was similar to the 8 trigrams. Yi Xian guessed that the black and white areas represented the Profound Death Qi and Profound Life Qi. However, when Nalan Bing, Nalan Jie, and the others found the Life and Death Plate again, the middle piece of the Life and Death Plate was missing. This caused Yi Xian to be puzzled. The universe rings on the reincarnated bodies of Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie were still there, which proved that no one had entered the cave residence opened by their reincarnation. Moreover, even if someone had entered, why would they only take the central piece and not the base? Or could it be that the central part had grown legs and ran off on its own? Sigh, no matter what, the Life and Death Plate is gone, and only this base remains. Yi Xian said helplessly. It turned out that he had only obtained the base of the treasure. However, this base might be valuable, so Yi Xian tried to devour it. Ding! The object cannot be devoured. The system notified. Cannot be devoured. Maybe my level is too low, or maybe the treasure is special and cannot be devoured. Yi Xian thought for a while, then threw the base of the Life and Death Plate into the devouring space. Although the treasure was gone, he had collected a lot of Profound Life Qi and Profound Death Qi. This must be the contribution of the base of the Life and Death Plate, and it was very important to Luoluo. Overall, he had profited. Then, the next step would be to make a good plan. Young master, what should we do next? Should we head west? Luoluo asked. No hurry. Let me search your soul. After Yi Xian finished speaking, he took out the corpse of a second-level Profound Life Realm expert that he had just killed. A soul search would only require a few hours. Very soon, he was able to read this person's memories like a computer. It was like a revolving lantern. These 3 people were from the Tiger Leopard Pavilion on the other side of the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. The Tiger Leopard Pavilion was quite capable to be established in the land of reincarnation for thousands of years. However, the Tiger Leopard Pavilion probably did not know that Yi Xian had killed these 3 people. After looking at the maps in the 3 people's interspatial rings, Yi Xian and the others knew the layout of the land of reincarnation. The land of reincarnation was divided into 3 parts. The Samsara City Master in the east, the Fox Reincarnation in the west, and the Samsara Supremacy in the north. If the land of reincarnation was divided into 12 regions according to the clock, the Samsara City Master occupied the region from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock, the Fox Reincarnation occupied the region from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and the Samsara Supremacy occupied the region from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock. The Samsara City Master occupied the largest region, followed by the Fox Reincarnation and the Samsara Supremacy. However, Yi Xian also found a map of the land of reincarnation from decades ago. On this map, the Fox Reincarnation and the Samsara City Master were equally divided. The Fox Reincarnation's territory was only slightly smaller than the Samsara City Master's. In other words, the Samsara Supremacy was a newly emerged expert. He snatched the territories of the Samsara City Master and the Fox Reincarnation and became a third party. From the memories of the 3 people, the Samsara Supremacy appeared about 20 years ago. The land of reincarnation had a history of tens of thousands of years. The Samsara Supremacy was able to snatch the territories of the 2 giants within 20 years. This kind of means and strength was not something an ordinary person could possess. The Samsara Supremacy is so powerful. No wonder the Samsara City Master and the Fox Reincarnation joined forces to attack him. Luoluo suddenly recalled the scene just now. Reincarnation Venerable's Eye of Reincarnation had been instantly destroyed to nothingness. However, this made sense. The Samsara Supremacy had snatched so many territories from the 2 of them. The 2 of them must have held a grudge against him. 2 mere Samsara wills were nothing to them. He is indeed powerful. However, why didn't the Fox Reincarnation and the Samsara City Master kill him in the cradle? Yi Xian couldn't help but ask. Maybe it's too late. Luo shook her head. This kind of question was not something she could answer. 20 years was more than enough time. Perhaps the samsara supremacy had hidden too deeply in the past. Then, he suddenly became famous and grew to the point where he could fight against the fox reincarnation and the samsara city master. That was why he was able to stabilize his power. In any case, he was very powerful. However, what Yixian didn't know was that the samsara supremacy's rise was very close to the time when Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie were reincarnated. Young master, what is this big blank space on the map? Chapter 1453. This is called the Reincarnation Battlefield. It was built by the 3 great leaders. Those who enter will belong to the camp of the region they are in. Then, they can kill people from the other 2 camps to obtain reincarnation battle merits. Yixian explained. What can we do with these battle merits? Luo asked. These battle merits can be exchanged for divine artifacts, elixirs, divine abilities, and so on. If we reach a certain level, we can even ask the 3 great leaders to help us reincarnate. Yixian answered. Help us reincarnate? Old Tree was stunned. Yes, as long as we have enough battle merits, regardless of whether we are in the profound life realm or the profound death realm, we can ask the leaders of our camp to help us reincarnate. Moreover, we can choose a specific region or awaken earlier. Yixian nodded. After reincarnation, one's memories would be temporarily sealed. However, if an expert helped them reincarnate, they would awaken their inherited memories earlier. This way, they would not have to worry about dying before they awakened their inherited memories. Some experts could even help 2 or 3 people reincarnate at the same time to the same region. Reincarnation is useless to us. However, the reincarnation battlefield is a good place to train. Don't you think so, young master? Luo smiled sweetly and looked at Yixian. Yixian liked this kind of place the most. It was a good place for him to break through quickly. The 100 Fox Manor is in the far west of the land of reincarnation. It's close to the border. I'm afraid it won't be easy to get there. Why don't we enter the reincarnation battlefield to train? Yixian nodded and said, there's a one-way teleportation array on the other side of the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. It's near the Tiger Leopard Pavilion. Let's go there directly. Okay. Yixian and the other 3 immediately broke through the void and returned to the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. As Yixian had used up his unicorn descent, they killed their way out of the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range. They traversed the Scarlet Flame Mountain Range in 3 days. At the same time, Yixian's unicorn cooldown had recovered to 60%. He would be able to use unicorn again after another 40% cooldown. Last time, he had used the unicorn descent when he was at the 9th level of the immortality stage. It was so powerful that he had instantly killed the 3rd level profound life stage expert from the Tiger Leopard Pavilion. Currently, he was at the 1st level of the profound life stage. If he were to use unicorn descent, its power would likely be even more frightening, right? Thinking of this, Yixian couldn't help but quicken his pace towards the teleportation array. During these 3 days, Luo, Wei Zhentian, and the old tree had also broken through to the 2nd level of the profound life stage. Their strength had undergone a qualitative improvement. Yixian alone was enough to contend against the entire Tiger Leopard Pavilion. Soon, Yixian arrived at the battlefield teleportation array. There was a small town next to the teleportation array for travelers to rest in. This teleportation array was built by the experts of the 100 Fox Manor. It doesn't belong to any faction. As long as you have a teleportation crystal, you can teleport to the reincarnation battlefield. Yixian thought to himself as he directly crossed the small town and arrived at the entrance of the teleportation palace. However, before he could enter, he was stopped by someone outside. You want to teleport to the reincarnation battlefield? A man at the 2nd level of the profound life stage blocked Yixian's way. Yes, what's the matter? Yixian coldly looked at the man. He felt that something was amiss. This teleportation array has been reserved by the Tiger Leopard Pavilion. If you want to teleport to the reincarnation battlefield, you have to pay 10 profound life pills first. The man said to Yixian. Yixian did have 10 profound life pills. However, the teleportation array was built by the 100 Fox Manor. It was an ownerless item and anyone could use it. However, it was actually taken over by the Tiger Leopard Pavilion. You guys are quite bold. Using the 100 Fox Manor's name to charge a fee? Yi Xian narrowed his eyes and coldly laughed. Don't use the 100-fox manner to pressure me. We, the Tiger Leopard Pavilion, have occupied this place for many years. If you don't want to, go elsewhere. The man could not be bothered with Yi Xian. The teleportation fee of the teleportation array was set according to the realm of the warrior. Yi Xian was at the first level of the immortality stage. The teleportation crystal he used was roughly the price of 10 profound life pills. The entrance fee was also 10 profound life pills. In other words, the price was doubled. Yi Xian did have profound life pills. However, why would he give them to him? What if I insist on using them? Yi Xian raised his eyebrows. The corner of his mouth could not help but curl into a smile. He liked such overbearing sections. It would be best if these people provoked him. This way, he would have a reason to destroy them. You, who are only at the first level of the profound life stage, dare to trespass into the teleportation palace? The man was immediately amused by Yi Xian. He raised his finger and pointed into the distance, saying, "Do you see those heads? These people have poor judgment and tried to trespass into the teleportation palace. Then, they were killed by the experts of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion. There were no lack of experts at the 3rd and 4th level of the profound life stage. The 40th and 41st heads are my spoils of war." After he finished speaking, his gaze landed on Yi Xian's Qian ring, saying, "Kid, you've already angered me. Hand over your Qian ring and I can spare your life. Otherwise, I'll hang your head and pee in your mouth." Yi Xian looked in the direction of his finger. Indeed, he saw several rows of heads. These were used to intimidate others and make them obediently hand over their money. "Haha, since that's the case, I'll hang your head too." Yi Xian raised his eyebrows. His body did not move at all, but a crisp sound was heard. Rip. The man who blocked the way had his head chopped off. The one who chopped off his head was not a human, but Wei Zhentian, who was at the 2nd level of the profound life stage. Subsequently, Yi Xian used his 10,000 mammoth strength to hang the man's head at the end of the row of heads. There was a small town beside the teleportation palace. At this moment, some people in the small town noticed this and immediately started to make a ruckus. Revolt, revolt. Someone actually attacked a member of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion and even killed him. What? Someone killed a member of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion? There will be a good show to watch. Haha, who has the guts to provoke the Tiger Leopard Pavilion? The news of Yi Xian killing the guard of the teleportation palace spread from 1 to 10, and 10 to 100. Immediately, a large number of people ran out, ready to watch a good show. There were still some experts of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion in the teleportation palace. Immediately they rushed out. Who dares to kill a disciple of my Tiger Leopard Pavilion? A burly man rushed out of the teleportation palace with a few other men. This burly man's aura was much stronger than the person Yi Xian killed. He was at the 4th level of the profound life stage. As for the few behind him, they were also at the 3rd level of the profound life stage. In the eyes of the surrounding people, Yi Xian was already a dead man. Chapter 1454. If this 4th layer profound life stage expert were to appear, Yi Xian would truly have no chance of survival. What caused the others to be astonished was that not only did Yi Xian not flee after killing, he stood in front of the teleportation palace and watched. Was he trying to commit suicide? When the burly man came out, he saw the headless corpse on the ground. He gnashed his teeth and said, "Damn it, it wasn't easy for me to take in a disciple, but he was actually killed?" After speaking, his gaze landed on Yi Xian. The latter's 1st layer profound life stage aura caused him to be startled. How is this possible? How can a 1st layer profound life stage expert kill a 2nd layer profound life stage expert? The burly man was somewhat in disbelief. After all, the person who had died was his disciple. Yi Xian looked at the burly man and did not feel the slightest sense of danger. He said, "Your Tiger Leopard Pavilion is quite impressive. Not only did you occupy the teleportation array, you even killed someone. How dare you? You clearly knew that he was a disciple of my Tiger Leopard Pavilion, yet you still dared to kill him?" Suddenly, an elder took a step forward and sternly shouted. At the same time, the Tiger Leopard Pavilion disciples who were lazing around the teleportation palace also surrounded him. There were more than 10 of them, and all of them were at the profound life stage. Enough nonsense. Are you all going to attack me together, or one by one? I'll take it. Yi Xian said somewhat impatiently. Originally, he could directly teleport to the reincarnation battlefield after killing someone. However, he did not do so because he was waiting for the other party. This way he could level up. I really don't know where this foolish brat came from. A few of you, come and chop off his limbs. I want to hang him on the wall and bleed to death. The burly man roared. Yes. Immediately, 3 second-layer profound life stage Tiger Leopard Pavilion disciples stepped forward. Although Yi Xian had killed a second-layer profound life stage disciple, no one had seen it. Everyone thought that Yi Xian had successfully killed the disciple through a sneak attack. Now that there were 3 second-layer profound life stage disciples, how could they not take care of Yi Xian? However, they did not expect that they would not be able to take care of him. Young master, leave these 3 small fries and those weak disciples to this old man. Suddenly, Old Tree's figure appeared beside Yi Xian, shocking everyone. Where did this person come from? Not only did the surrounding people not discover it, even the strong man at the 4th level of the profound life stage was the same. Strange, truly strange. Do it. The 3 Tiger Leopard Pavilion disciples instantly attacked. But before that, the old tree was 1 step ahead of them and flashed behind them. Residual flame. Residual flame. Residual flame. 3 flames lit up one after another behind the trio. Immediately, these 3 second-layer profound life stage Tiger Leopard Pavilion disciples were turned into dust in front of everyone, leaving behind only 3 Qian Kuan rings and 3 divine weapons. Instant kill. Instantly killing 3 Tiger Leopard Pavilion disciples at the 2nd level of the profound life stage. This strength was at least at the 3rd level of the profound life stage. I was wondering where the courage came from to provoke my Tiger Leopard Pavilion. So it's because there's a 3rd level profound life stage helper. So what if he's at the 3rd level of the profound life stage? The 3 elders beside Elder Xiong are also at the 3rd level of the profound life stage, let alone Elder Xiong who's at the 4th level of the profound life stage. Sigh, there's going to be 2 more heads on the human head wall. However, that flame is very powerful. It actually burned them into dust in the blink of an eye. Even the profound life chi would not be able to recover. The spectators in the small town were all whispering. At the same time, Old Tree attacked again after killing the 3 people. Bastard, stop. A Tiger Leopard Pavilion elder quickly rushed out and rushed towards Old Tree. However, at this moment, Wei Zhentian suddenly turned into a dragon and intercepted this Tiger Leopard Pavilion elder. What the hell? This Tiger Leopard Pavilion elder raised his eyebrows and threw a punch at Wei Zhentian. Bang! Wei Zhentian was sent flying. However, the cracks were instantly repaired by the immortal divine phoenix bloodline. He was not injured at all. A weapon that can change its appearance and recover automatically. Good stuff. After seeing this, the brawny man immediately rushed out and prepared to subdue Wei Zhentian. Too naive. Yi Xian saw through his intention with a glance. However, he did not stop him and directly attacked. Killing intent explosion. Matchless flame dragon slash. A golden flame dragon whizzed out. However, its target was the Tiger Leopard Pavilion elder that was sent flying by Wei Zhentian. What? This Tiger Leopard Pavilion elder was extremely shocked. He did not expect that Yi Xian, who was only at the 1st level of the profound life stage, could actually unleash such an attack. It was simply unbelievable. Humph! He coldly snorted and raised his hand, preparing to destroy the golden flame dragon. However, at this moment, 9 reincarnation flash. 5th flash. Suddenly, a beautiful figure rushed out and brushed past this Tiger Leopard Pavilion elder's body. Subsequently, the Tiger Leopard Pavilion elder's head flew up diagonally. His eyes were wide open as he flew far away like a soccer ball. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. A system notification sounded. Yi Xian's killing intent had increased tremendously. However, there was another huge increase in his killing intent. 9 reincarnation flash. 6th flash. Luo Luo directly crossed the distance and rushed to the side of the 2 elders at the entrance of the teleportation palace. Immediately after, their heads flew up one after another. Double kill. Ever since the mutation, Luo Luo's 9 reincarnation flash had increased to the 6th flash. Furthermore, Luo Luo was at the 2nd level of the profound life stage. It was simply too easy for her to use the 9 reincarnation flash to kill in a second. Most importantly, The large amount of true chi consumed by the 9 reincarnation flash could be recovered by the immortal phoenix bloodline. Ding. Host's killing intent has increased. Ding. Host's killing intent has increased. At the same time on the other side, Old Tree had already killed the Tiger Leopard Pavilion disciples. Now, only the Brawny Man and the Tiger Leopard Pavilion members were left in the teleportation palace. The rest were all killed. What? How is this possible? The Brawny Man widened his eyes in disbelief. The 3 elders at the 3rd level of the profound life stage were individually weaker than him. However, if the 3 of them were to join forces, they would be able to fight against him. However, during the period of time when he rushed out, the 3 elders were actually killed one after another. This had truly frightened him. Not only that, the group of spectators at the edge of the small town had already stopped their discussions and were unable to speak for a long time. Originally, they thought that Yi Xian would be killed. However, why did it seem that the Tiger Leopard Pavilion was at a disadvantage? Would Elder Xiong be able to deal with the joint forces of these people? How dare you kill the elders of my Tiger Leopard Pavilion? At this moment, Elder Xiong was a little afraid and directly brought out the Tiger Leopard Pavilion. Haha, since we dare to attack, we are not afraid of your Tiger Leopard Pavilion. Yi Xian coldly laughed. It seems that this brat is the leader. Elder Xiong narrowed his eyes and suddenly attacked. He was prepared to capture Yi Xian and threaten the Old Tree and Luo Luo. However, his wishful thinking was wrong. Chapter 1455. Killing Intent Explosion. Unparalleled Flaming Dragon Slash. A huge golden flaming dragon whizzed out. Child's play, scatter. The Brawny Man clenched his fists and punched out. Tiger Leopard breaks the sky. A flaming tiger head and a flaming leopard head merged into one, forming a terrifying flaming head that looked like both a tiger and a leopard. However, before he could attack, the Old Tree seized the opportunity and used the remaining flames to flash behind the Brawny Man. Bang! The Brawny Man attacked Yi Xian with all his might, but he was successfully ambushed by the Old Tree. Fortunately, his cultivation level was high. Otherwise, this attack would have taken his life. However, he was successfully ambushed by the Old Tree, which caused the true chi that he had just condensed to disperse. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The golden flaming dragon whizzed and swallowed the Brawny Man. However, the system notification that Yi Xian expected did not sound. Under the eye of revelation, Yi Xian saw that there was an additional layer of water around the Brawny Man's body. This seems to be the Sea Emperor Flame, ranked 57th on the exceptional flame list. Yi Xian's eyes narrowed as he recognized it. The Sea Emperor Flame was mutated from the Sea Heart Flame. However, it was ranked much higher than the Sea Heart Flame. After refining the Sea Emperor Flame into the Nirvana Flame, it also had some water attributes, which specifically countered fire attribute attacks. The Brawny Man was not killed because of the Sea Emperor Flame. However, so what? 9 Flash Reincarnation, 6th Flash. Luo Luo, who was outside, was ready. She instantly flashed and cut off the Brawny Man's head. 4th Tier Profound Life Realm. Dead. Now, all the experts of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion stationed in the teleportation palace were dead. Not a single one was left. Tieskese, what a great harvest. The Old Tree happily used the remaining flames to collect the spoils of war, then threw the universe rings to Yi Xian. Not bad. There are quite a lot of things, but it's not enough for me to break through. Yi Xian nodded in satisfaction and devoured the ores, weapons, and exceptional flames. Yi Xian, Wei Zhentian, and Old Tree's strength increased slightly. The immortal level powerhouses have life jade tokens. Now that they're all dead, the Tiger Leopard Pavilion should be sending a lot of experts to check on them. Yi Xian thought to himself. Originally, he had wanted to enter the reincarnation battlefield directly. However, who asked the Tiger Leopard Pavilion to be so blind as to provoke him? Now, quite a few elders had died. The 4th level of the Profound Life Realm held a lot of weight in the Tiger Leopard Pavilion because there were only 5 of them. Yi Xian reckoned that the Pavilion Masters would be coming soon. Everyone, the arrogant and despotic Tiger Leopard Pavilion has been dealt with by me. If any of you want to use the teleportation array, feel free to use it. Yi Xian said as he used the power of 10,000 mammoths to hang the corpses on the wall of human heads. After exchanging glances with each other, a few of the onlookers flew toward the teleportation palace. In any case, this battlefield teleportation array was unidirectional. It could only teleport to the battlefield, but not out of the battlefield. What was there to be afraid of? Seeing that someone had gone, many people immediately followed and teleported away one by one. As for the remaining people, they wanted to see how Yi Xian would contend against the Tiger Leopard Pavilion. The Tiger Leopard Pavilion was not far from the teleportation palace. 2 hours later, a group of people rushed over. Leading the group was the pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion, who was at the 5th level of the Profound Life Realm. In addition, there were 3 4th-level Profound Life Realm experts and over 10 3rd-level Profound Life Realm experts. They had thought that the teleportation palace had been occupied by others. However, it seemed that this was not the case. At a glance, there did not seem to be any experts. They were all at the 1st or 2nd level of the Profound Life Realm. There was not even a 3rd-level Profound Life Realm expert. What happened? The pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion said in shock. Pavilion master, look over there. Suddenly, an elder reminded him. Everyone followed his gaze and discovered that a familiar person had appeared on the wall of human heads outside the small town. Elder Xiong. Everyone was shocked. Elder Xiong, who was at the 4th level of the Profound Life Realm, had his head chopped off and hung on the wall of human heads? Who did it? The pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion shouted. When the group of warriors in the small town heard this shout, their necks immediately shrunk and they retreated a little, simultaneously looking towards the teleportation palace. Yo, you're finally here. At this moment, a lazy voice suddenly drifted out from the teleportation palace. Immediately after, a few figures walked out. Who? The pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion raised his eyebrows. He was extremely unfamiliar with the faces of Yi Xian and the other two. You must be the pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion. Don't look. Not a single one of you guarding the teleportation palace is left. Yi Xian went straight to the point. Even if he did not say it, the pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion already knew. This was because all of the life jade plates had shattered. You killed them? The pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion said in shock. That's right. Yi Xian nodded and said. This answer caused everyone in the Tiger Leopard Pavilion to be shocked. Any one of them was at the 3rd level of the Profound Life stage, while Yi Xian was only at the 1st level of the Profound Life stage. The old tree and Luo beside him seemed to be at the 2nd level of the Profound Life stage. However, they did not possess the strength to kill Elder Xiong. Pavilion Master, if you don't believe me, you can send an elder to probe. Of course, don't blame me if he dies. Yi Xian slowly said. Sending someone to probe was a good idea. After all, who would jump out and say that they had killed someone from the Tiger Leopard Pavilion? Pavilion Master, I'll do it. A 3rd level of the Profound Life stage Tiger Leopard Pavilion elder volunteered and walked out. After which, he madly dashed towards Yi Xian. However, his part did not even last a second. Canyon. Wei Zhentian and Old Tree joined hands and easily killed the other party. Although it was 2 against 1, Wei Zhentian and Old Tree were both at the 2nd level of the Profound Life stage. So what if it was 2 against 1? It's them. I want them alive. Once the Tiger Leopard Pavilion master was certain, he immediately shouted in a low voice. In an instant, more than 10 Tiger Leopard Pavilion elders rushed out. At this moment, they did not care about bullying others with numbers. Killing someone must be repaid with their life. Come, let's have a great battle. Yi Xian also drew his long sword. After this battle, he could at least break through to the 2nd level of the Profound Life stage and enter the reincarnation battlefield. In an instant, both parties began to exchange blows. Killing intent explosion. Matchless flaming dragon slash. 9 reincarnation flashes. Canyon. Yi Xian and the other 3 also attacked crazily. When dealing with such weaklings, there was no need to use group attack skills such as the Blade Storm. In just the first exchange, the other party had already lost 4 people. Ding. Host's killing intent has increased. 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 Yi Xian's killing intent had increased sharply. This time, Yi Xian also made a decision. That was to increase his killing intent to the upper limit at the 1st level of the Profound Life stage, and then exchange it for Devour points. Chapter 1456. Where did these people come from? The Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master's expression was similarly ugly. He originally wanted to take action to prevent too many elders from dying. However, after seeing the 3 core elders, he held himself back. However, he would probably regret it to the point of wanting to slap his own face. Good timing. Luo Luo looked at the 3 figures as her eyes suddenly flickered. Her hair instantly turned golden. 9 reincarnation flash. 5th flash. 9 reincarnation flash. 6th flash. Hiss. 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 3 crisp sounds rang out as 3 system notifications rang out in Yi Xian's mind. All of them were notifications that killing intent had soared. Luo Luo, 2nd layer profound life stage, instantly killed 3 people in one move. There was nothing to say about this strength. After Luo Luo's transformation, even if Yi Xian was at the same level as her, he would not have the confidence to defeat her without using Unicorn's Descent. Reincarnators were really too frightening. After the deaths of the 3 4th-level profound life stage elders, another round of clashes erupted. Soon after, only 2 3rd-level profound life stage elders remained. Pavilion Master, save me. Before the Tiger Leopard Pavilion's Pavilion Master could react, the last 2 elders had fallen in succession. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Over 10 people were killed by Yi Xian and the other 3 in 3 seconds. This strength had already intimidated the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master. The Tiger Leopard Pavilion's strength was considered to be not bad in this area. However, the elders under them were actually so weak. What was going on? Could it be that everything in front of him was an illusion? The Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master subconsciously used his true energy to cut a small wound on his index finger. The pain was transmitted to his brain. This was real. It was not an illusion. However, what was laughable was that the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master, who was at 5th layer profound life stage, actually suspected that he was under an illusion. The Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master looked at the corpses on the ground as his heart violently twitched. The muscles on his face twitched as he asked in shock. You? Who exactly are you? You don't need to know who we are. You only need to know that this time, it was your Tiger Leopard Pavilion's disciples who caused the disaster. Just now, there was someone who said that he would twist my head off, hang it on the wall, and piss in my mouth. Yi Xian said with a gloomy expression. Boom. Only now did the Pavilion Master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion know where it was destroyed. Who would have thought that the other party would go on a killing spree just because of a single sentence? Today is a calamity for the Tiger Leopard Pavilion. If I die, the Tiger Leopard Pavilion will be destroyed. The Pavilion Master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion thought to himself. He had built up the Tiger Leopard Pavilion single-handedly, and had finally gained a foothold in the land of reincarnation. Who would have thought that Yi Xian and the others would wipe them out? He didn't know if he could win against these monsters, but looking at the corpses on the ground, he knew he had to fight. Come on! The Pavilion Master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion did not waste any more time. He immediately took out a level 7 divine weapon. His figure instantly turned into an afterimage and swept toward Yi Xian. This battle was unavoidable. In fact, Yi Xian could already break through to the 2nd level of the profound life stage. Wei Zhentian and the old tree could also advance to the 3rd level of the profound life stage. However, if Yi Xian continued to devour, he would not be able to accumulate killing intent. Therefore, there was a huge gap between their levels in this battle. However, so what? Dark Night Sky Curtain. Death Pursuit Order. At that moment, Yi Xian used his trump cards layer by layer. The sky instantly darkened. He had also successfully escaped into the darkness, passively increasing his movement speed and attack power. If the opponent was only at the 4th level of the profound life stage, he could fight one-on-one. However, the opponent was at the 5th level of the profound life stage. Therefore, he had to be cautious. After all, the Death Pursuit Order could be used twice a day. On the other side, Wei Zhentian and the old tree were both at the 2nd level of the profound life stage. The former would not be of much use this time. As for the old tree, he could use Canyon and the Flaming Sun Rope to restrain him. As for Luo Luo, she was still in her transformation state. It would not be a problem for her to fight the Pavilion Master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion alone. Fight! Yi Xian's fighting spirit was awe-inspiring. However, what they did not know was that there was a large group rushing towards them from the distant horizon. Rumble! In front of the teleportation palace, 5 figures were continuously exchanging blows. It was difficult to determine who had the upper hand. The pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion was extremely powerful. He was most likely about to break through to the 6th level of the profound life stage. Otherwise, he would die at the hands of Xianxia and the rest in 3 seconds at most. On the other side, the cultivators in the small town could no longer use words to express their current feelings. Xianxia and the rest were actually able to fight to a draw with their opponents despite the difference in their levels. It was simply a miracle. Could it be that this world had changed? There were many people who challenged those who were 1 level higher. Those who challenged those who were 2 levels higher were super geniuses. Those who challenged those who were 3 levels higher were monsters. As for those who challenged those who were 4 levels higher, Xianxia was the first to do so. Fortunately, Xianxia was not challenging those who were 1 level higher. However, although Xianxia was currently fighting 4 against 1, Luo and the other 2 were Xianxia's subordinates. They could be considered as a group. For example, if someone previously said that those from the Thousand Beasts sect were not allowed to enter the Thousand Beasts sect, they would definitely be laughed at. The battle was still ongoing. In the beginning, the pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion could easily deal with them. He only needed to focus on dealing with Luo and the old tree. However, when Xianxia used the assassin's eye for the first time, he had no choice but to burn his lifespan. Fortunately, the establishment of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion was relatively smooth. Therefore, the pavilion master's lifespan was not short. However, he was still unable to withstand the onslaught of Xianxia's group of 4. Assassin's Eye. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Xianxia once again flashed behind the pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion and ruthlessly slashed. This attack was extremely powerful. However, the pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion was not someone to be trifled with. With a backhand punch, he dispersed the attack. However, this time, he lost 20 years of his lifespan. Flaming Sun Lasso. At this moment, the old tree directly threw out a flaming chain and wrapped around the pavilion master's right leg. Immediately, the high temperature burned the pavilion master's right leg into a bloody mess, revealing the eerie white bone. Humph! The pavilion master's face sank. He had actually used his true energy to break the bone in his right leg. After which, he used the profound life chi to recover. In the blink of an eye, new bone and flesh grew out. The recovery ability of a 5th level profound life stage expert was indeed not for show. However, it was time for Xianxia to end. Pavilion master of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion, die for the next attack. Xianxia's eyes flashed. This time, he did not attack with his sword. Instead, he attacked with his fist. Profound life super ability. Tiger Leopard splits the sky. Elder Xiong had used this move before. Moreover, it happened to be of the fire attribute. Its power was much stronger than the unparalleled Flaming Dragon Slash. Although the unparalleled Flaming Dragon Slash was not bad and was also a growth-type super ability, Emoshui was only at the 1st level profound life stage. Compared to the Tiger Leopard splits the sky, he was still lacking. Chapter 1457. Although the fist technique was not as powerful as the sword technique, the Tiger Leopard destruction was also of the fire attribute and had the Immortal Divine Phoenix bloodline and the Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline to increase its attack power. When the Flaming Tiger Head and the Flaming Leopard Head merged into one, the power of this attack was at least twice as strong as the Peerless Flame Dragon Slash. Boom! This punch directly landed on the back of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master. Although the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master blocked with all his might, he was still unable to block this attack. Pooh! The Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master could not help but spit out a mouthful of blood. His back was already badly burned by the high temperature, and he quickly used the profound life chi to heal it. However, he only had 2 fists after all. It was difficult for him to fight against 4 hands. 9 Reincarnation Flash. 6th Flash. Luo took advantage of the time when he was healing and suddenly swept past him. The power of this attack was not the slightest bit weaker than the Tiger Leopard destruction. Rip! Another crisp sound rang out and the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master's right hand was cut off. From the beginning until now, he did not know how many hands had been cut off. However, if he did not use his hands to block, he would have died long ago. However, although the profound life chi was used for healing, there was always a limit. As long as the destructive power of Xianxia and the other 3 exceeded this limit, the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master would definitely die. However, at this moment, the large group in the sky had already swept to the sky above the transfer palace and was reflected in everyone's eyes. Whew! When this large group appeared, the warriors in the town were all shocked. This was because everyone in this large group had a much stronger aura than them. Everyone's aura was not much weaker than the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Masters. In other words, all of them were at least at the 5th level of the profound life stage. Where did these people come from? Yi Xian and the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master also glanced from the corner of their eyes and landed on this group. However, when the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master clearly saw the newcomers, his pupils rapidly shrank. He recognized the newcomers. How could this be? The Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master widened his eyes. However, at this moment, the leader of the mysterious group, after glancing at Yi Xian's direction, opened his mouth and said, "Leave no one alive, kill." Immediately, the experts behind him came out in full strength. Even the weakest of these people was stronger than the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master. It was extremely easy to kill these people. Seeing that, the expression of the Tiger Leopard Pavilion's Pavilion Master sunk. He suddenly thought of something. Yi Xian also frowned. He felt that the leader was extremely strong, terrifyingly strong. But he was not worried. He could make use of this opportunity. Eye of Assassination. Eruption of Killing Intent. Sky Tiger Leopard Destruction. This attack was Yi Xian's final attack, and he had no choice but to burn his lifespan. Moreover, it was 50 years this time. Boom, Luo Leopard Head Sex. And burning flames. Was as it's the. In the blink of an eye, the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master was turned into ashes. If the sudden arrival of this group had not frightened the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master, it would have taken Yi Xian a few more seconds to kill the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master, who was at the peak of the 5th level of the profound life stage. However, now was not the time to celebrate, because there were still 2 5th level profound life stage experts who were charging towards Yi Xian. Let's go! Yi Xian's eyes flashed. After placing a death pursuit order on the leader, he instantly hid Luo and the other 2 in the planting space. Then, he directly broke through the void and left. Hua! The void door closed. The 2 experts who were charging towards Yi Xian looked at each other in shock. However, this time, Yi Xian did not bring Wei Zhentian with him. Wei Zhentian had already transformed into a thin needle and burrowed into the ground, leaving the transfer palace. Afterwards, Yi Xian relied on the special positioning of the void to break through the void and arrive beside Wei Zhentian. In the distance, there was a bloody storm in the transfer palace. Other than them, everyone in the small town had been killed. It was an extremely brutal scene. Who are those people? Why did they kill as soon as they saw them? Luo asked in confusion. Yi Xian used his eye of revelation to clearly see the actions of the group of people in the distance. When everyone in the small town was killed, the leader suddenly entered the transfer palace. Then, he actually changed the transfer formation. They seemed to be changing the landing point of the transfer formation. Yi Xian said in astonishment. Changing the landing point of the transfer formation? Old Tree and Luo looked at each other. What was the point of changing it? However, in the next moment they understood. Could it be that these people are not from this area, but from the eastern camp? Then, they changed the landing point of the transfer formation to the eastern camp. This way, those who are transported to the reincarnation battlefield through the transfer formation will become members of the eastern camp. Old Tree said. We are not far from the border between the east and west. Although we are in the west, we are not far from the eastern territory. Therefore, the people from the eastern camp directly crossed the border and came here to change the landing point of the transfer formation. Luo immediately understood. Yi Xian nodded and said, I think so. As long as they kill everyone and disguise themselves, it will be very difficult to discover that this transfer formation has been tampered with because it is a one-way transfer formation. Unless it is an expert from the western camp. Young master, what should we do if the transfer formation is changed to the eastern camp? Luo could not help but ask. Hearing this question, Yi Xian could not help but become silent. This team was too strong. There were more than 10 5th-level Profound Life Realm experts and a few 6th-level Profound Life Realm experts. The leader was suspected to be at the 7th-level Profound Life Realm. Looking at their side, there was 1 1st-level Profound Life Realm expert and 3 2nd-level Profound Life Realm experts. How could they win? Unless they could break through. I have already gathered enough cultivation resources to break through to the second-level profound life realm. As long as I devour, Wei Zhentian and the old tree will also break through, and the strength of the team will increase by a lot. At that time, we will be able to easily kill a 5th-level profound life realm expert. As long as we kill a few more people, we might even be able to break through to the 3rd-level profound life realm. Therefore, it was not impossible for the 4 of them to win if they were to fight head-on with the opposing team. However, Yi Xian's current plan was to reach the upper limit of killing intent once at the 1st-level profound life realm. This way, he would be able to obtain a devouring point. If he were to break through now, all his previous efforts would be in vain. If they had broken through earlier, the Tiger Leopard Pavilion Master would not have been able to hold on until the arrival of this team. Young Master, how long will it take to change the landing point of the transfer formation? At this moment, Luo Luo suddenly asked. Maybe 1 or 2 days. Yi Xian replied. With so much profound life qi, it would not be a problem for Luo Luo to break through to the 3rd-level profound life realm in 1 or 2 days. Chapter 1458. Why don't I wait until I break through to the 3rd level of the profound life realm before burning my lifespan in battle? Luo Luo suddenly suggested. Wei Zhentian and the old tree were already treasures. As long as Yi Xian's 3 doppelgangers did not die, they would not die. Luo Luo was not a treasure, so she still had a lifespan. Previously, Yi Xian had greatly restricted Luo Luo's use of burning her lifespan in battle. At most, she could only use it for 20 years. Therefore Luo Luo, who was at the 2nd level of the profound life realm, still had 3,000 years of lifespan. Yi Xian pondered for a moment. Actually, there was no need to restrict it. It would be fine as long as she did not use it casually. All right, I'll allow you to burn your lifespan without limit. However, you have to report to me. Yi Xian nodded in agreement. At the profound life realm, each breakthrough would increase one's lifespan by 500 years. Luo Luo was only in her teens. It would be enough to keep her lifespan for a few hundred years. The rest of her lifespan could be used in battle. As long as she could win this battle, her future path would be even smoother. Moreover, Luo Luo could break through to the 9th level of the profound life realm or even the 9th level of the profound death realm just by relying on the profound life qi. There was no need to worry about her lifespan. All right. Luo Luo smiled sweetly. She returned to the planting space and continued to refine the profound life qi. Wei Zhentian, keep watch here. If they leave, call me. Yi Xian said to Wei Zhentian. As for him and the old tree, they left immediately. There was a suitable training ground nearby that had more Tong Tian beasts. Before the teleportation formation was completed, he could not just sit here and wait. He had to cherish his time. Yi Xian and the old tree went to kill monsters. Luo Luo cultivated, and Wei Zhentian kept watch. The 4 of them had their own duties. Time slowly passed. Soon, a day had passed. It was not that easy to change the teleportation formation's location. Therefore, the team had not finished changing it. However, it would be done soon. During this period, Yi Xian occasionally came back to check if Wei Zhentian was slacking off. He realized that the team had split into several small teams and went out to patrol. If there were any passers-by, they would kill them. A small group will typically have 2 5th-level profound life stage experts, and at most 3. If Luo Luo makes a breakthrough at this moment, she will be able to attack these small groups. Yi Xian looked at the small teams that came back from time to report, and then went out for a stroll. His eyes were full of killing intent. As long as he killed these people, his killing intent value would reach the upper limit. It had to be said that after exchanging killing intent for devour points several times, it was getting harder and harder to reach the upper limit. However, as long as there was a way to obtain devouring points, Yi Xian would still fight for it. After all, he needed devouring points very much. He needed devouring points to fuse the 2 combat bloodlines. Ding! Luo Luo has made a breakthrough. Current level is at the 3rd level of the profound life realm. Suddenly, the sound of a system notification interrupted Yi Xian's thoughts. Luo Luo had finally broken through. Young master, I broke through. Luo Luo's delighted voice sounded in Yi Xian's mind. Since you've made a breakthrough, let's begin. Yi Xian couldn't help but lick his lips, and immediately summoned Luo Luo. As a 3rd-level profound life stage expert, Luo Luo could fight against a 5th-level profound life stage expert. If she transformed, it wouldn't be a problem for her to kill a small group. Let's go. At that moment, Yi Xian directly rushed out. Yesterday, he had asked Wei Zhentian to guard this place, and also took note of the patrol time of the small groups. Coincidentally, it was almost time for one of the small groups to report back. Hence, Yi Xian's plan was to intercept them halfway. As expected, after 10 minutes of traveling with Luo, they encountered this small group of 3. The 3 of us can hold one of them back. Luo, burn your life force and quickly kill the other 2. Yi Xian said to Luo. Okay. They immediately rushed towards the small group of 3. These 3 were all experts at the 5th level of the Profound Life stage, a full 4 levels higher than Yi Xian. Before making a breakthrough, Yi Xian could only team up with the old tree and Wei Zhentian to fight against them. Another passerby. His cultivation level doesn't seem high. You 2 go first. I'll catch up after killing them. A middle-aged man shook his head helplessly. Hey, it's my turn this time. Why is it you again? A long-haired man beside him said unhappily. Fine. It's just a 3rd-level Profound Life stage expert. You can't take it to heart. The middle-aged man shrugged. However, he soon rejoiced at the decision he had made. Of course, this feeling only lasted for a few seconds. If you want to blame someone, blame your bad luck. The long-haired man didn't plan to waste time. He immediately raised his hand and attacked Yi Xian and Luo. However, at this moment, swoosh! Luo suddenly turned into a stream of light and dodged. At the same time, she rushed towards the long-haired man at a speed that was beyond his imagination. So fast. The long-haired man's expression changed. In the blink of an eye, Luo arrived in front of him. Dang! The long-haired man couldn't care less. He immediately sent out a wave of true energy in an attempt to send Luo flying. Unfortunately, 9 reincarnation flash, 6th flash. The speed of the 6th flash was much faster than the 5th flash. Furthermore, Luo had burned 20 years of her life, so the speed was even faster. Therefore, the long-haired man was instantly killed. Ding! The killing intent of the host has increased. Yi Xian heard a system notification. He originally thought that the other party would attack together. He never imagined that they would take turns to die. This was pretty good. However, the long-haired man originally had the strength to fight Luo. However, he was too careless and was killed. However, this couldn't be blamed on him. After all, which 5th-level Profound Life stage expert would burn his life to fight a 3rd-level Profound Life stage little girl? Now that one of the 3 5th-level Profound Life stage experts had died, there were only 2 left. This greatly reduced the pressure on Luo. How is this possible? He was actually killed in an instant? The middle-aged man widened his eyes in disbelief. If he had been the one to go out, he would have been the one to have his head sent flying. Impossible. A 3rd-level Profound Life stage expert killed a 5th-level Profound Life stage expert in an instant. Could this little fox be a genius nurtured by the 100 Fox manner? The other person was also filled with doubt. However, they didn't have time to think because Luo and Yi Xian had already attacked. Killing intent explosion. Tiger leopard sky destruction. Yi Xian punched out with both his fists. At the same time, Wei Zhentian and the old tree appeared one after another. The latter instantly condensed a remnant flame clone behind the middle-aged man and shifted his position. Bang! Although the middle-aged man was very careful, he didn't expect someone to be able to teleport. Therefore, he suffered a setback. Chapter 1459. Rumble. The middle-aged man unleashed a powerful wave of true energy and instantly killed the old tree. He then raised his hand and defeated Yi Xian's attack. However, the old tree reappeared behind the middle-aged man in the next moment. What the hell is this? The middle-aged man's face turned ashen. He had clearly killed the old tree. How did it suddenly come back to life? Moreover, he did not know how the old tree had appeared. What the hell? On the other side, the 3rd person was already fighting with Luo. Although the latter had used the 9 reincarnation flash once and consumed a lot of true energy, she quickly recovered to her peak with the help of her immortal phoenix bloodline and used it again. However, before that, 100-layer demon fox clone. The opponent was dazzled by the 108 Luos. However, this was not the main point. The main point was that the 108 Luo Luos were all moving at high speed. Luo Luo used the 9 reincarnation flash, while the other true energy clones used the demon fox flash to confuse. 9 reincarnation flash, 6th flash. Rip. With a crisp sound, the man's head was cut off by Luo Luo and he died. Ding. The killing intent of the host has increased. A notification sounded in Yi Xian's mind. Now there was only one 5th level Profound Life Realm expert left. He's also dead. The middle-aged man who was being held back by Yi Xian had already sunk to the bottom of the valley. It was as if he had eaten a rotten durian. He, who had been on the battlefield for a long time and experienced countless life and death battles, actually panicked at this moment. Who are you? The middle-aged man could not help but ask. Unfortunately, Yi Xian and the rest did not intend to answer this question. Soon, the middle-aged man's head was separated from his body. Ding. The killing intent of the host has increased. 3 5th level Profound Life Realm experts had died in 10 seconds. Yi Xian had obtained a large amount of killing intent, but he was still some distance away from the upper limit. He estimated that he would need to destroy another small team. Luo Luo, you did well this time. Yi Xian put away the 3 Qian Kuan rings and lovingly stroked Luo Luo's hair. Young master, let's hurry. If the teleportation array on the battlefield is completely changed, won't we have to look for it again? Luo Luo reminded. That's right, we have to interrupt them while the teleportation formation on the battlefield is still being modified. Yi Xian also came to his senses. He immediately tore through the void and returned to his sentry post. Then, he used the Eye of Revelation to observe the situation. About half an hour later, a 2-man team returned, and 2 of them took turns to patrol the area. This team had become Yi Xian's target. As long as I kill them, my killing intent value will almost reach the upper limit. Yi Xian narrowed his eyes. After a few minutes, he decided to make a move. Anyway, it wouldn't take more than 10 seconds, so there was no need to run too far. Even if the leader in the teleportation palace heard the commotion, so what? Do it! Under Yi Xian's command, Luo Luo rushed out. Just like before, they pretended to be weak at first, then suddenly burst out. Oh, a little fox is here. Not bad, not bad. I've been capturing slaves recently and have already collected 46 tribes, but I haven't found a fox yet. This girl looks so tender. It will definitely be fun to play with her. I want her. In the 2-man team, one of the men's eyes lit up. He didn't wait for his partner to react and immediately rushed back. This guy. His partner was a little unhappy. However, the 3rd level Profound Life Realm Luo Luo and the 1st level Profound Life Realm Yi Xian probably wouldn't have anything good, so he was too lazy to make a move. However, he was shocked in the next moment. After his partner came into contact with Luo Luo, his head was instantly separated from his body. Ding. Host's killing intent value has increased. In the distance, Yi Xian didn't even have the motivation to make a move. He just watched silently. One more. As long as the remaining person died, his killing intent value would reach the upper limit and he would be able to exchange for 1 devour point. In the distance, his partner was extremely shocked. He knew that he had met someone who was pretending to be weak. Although Luo Luo looked like she was only at the 3rd level Profound Life Realm, she must have hidden her strength and was at the 6th level Profound Life Realm, or even higher. If he got close to her, he would definitely die without a burial place. Enemy attack. At that moment, this person used a large amount of true qi to roar at the sky. He only hoped that there was a teammate nearby so that he could join forces with them. Unfortunately, there wasn't anyone nearby. Rip. Luo Luo exchanged blows with him for less than 2 seconds. After 2 seconds, his head flew off. Ding. Host's killing intent value has increased. Ding. Host's killing intent value has reached the upper limit. Would you like to exchange for 1 devour point? When he heard this, Yi Xian couldn't help but smile. The time had finally come. Yes. At that moment, he quickly replied. Ding. Host's killing intent value has reached 0. Host has obtained 1 devour point. Now that he had 2 devour points, he could once again advance to unicorn descent. However, he didn't need it for now. Ding. Host has made a breakthrough. Host is currently at Profound Life Realm 2nd level. Ding. Wei Zhentian has made a breakthrough. Host is currently at Profound Life Realm 3rd level. Ding. Spirit of Ashes has made a breakthrough. Host is currently at Profound Life Realm 3rd level. Ding. Spirit of Ashes has made a breakthrough. Host is currently at Profound Life Realm 4th level. Ding. Unicorn Descent is off cooldown. 5 system notifications sounded out in a row. Yi Xian's strength instantly soared. Due to the large number of fire attribute heavenly and earthly treasures, the Ash Spirit Tree was the first to break through to the 4th level of the Profound Life Realm. Yi Xian quickly rushed over and kept the 2 Qian Kuan rings. Then he devoured them once again. Ding. Wei Zhentian has made a breakthrough. Host is currently at Profound Life Realm 4th level. After Yi Xian devoured all the weapons, Wei Zhentian also made a breakthrough. Just a little more and I can break through to Profound Life Realm 3rd level. Yi Xian's eyes flashed. He had accumulated quite a number of heavenly treasures and thought that he could break through to Profound Life Realm 3rd level. However, this didn't matter to him. However, just as they were about to return to look for another small team, a figure suddenly rushed over from the horizon. With the Eye of Revelation, Yi Xian could tell that this person was an expert from the previous team. Furthermore, he was at Profound Life Realm 6th level. What I wish for really comes true. Since I've already made a breakthrough, I'll start with you. A wave of killing intent suddenly surged out from Yi Xian's body. A 6th level Profound Life Realm expert was definitely comparable to a few 5th level Profound Life Realm experts. After killing him, Yi Xian might be able to make another breakthrough. He was at 2nd level Profound Life Realm, while Luo was at 3rd level Profound Life Realm. Wei Zhentian and Old Tree were both at 4th level Profound Life Realm. Chapter 1460. Just now, there was a 3-man team that didn't come back. They were probably killed by you guys. The man said from afar. That's right. Yi Xian nodded in response. He guessed that he had seen the scene of the 2 men being killed by Luo. After hearing Yi Xian's reply, the man didn't waste any more words and directly attacked. Heavenly Flames Burning Sea Palm. An enormous flaming palm condensed above the heads of Yi Xian's group of 4 before abruptly covering them. This move had the power to destroy heaven and earth. Even a 5th level Profound Life Stage expert wouldn't be able to block it so easily. However, Old Tree happened to have a move that could block it. Leave it to me. Old Tree shouted in a low voice. Yi Xian instantly understood. He then recalled the 3 people nearby and quickly attacked them together. Raging Inferno Shield. Old Tree used a skill. The Raging Inferno Shield could absorb fire damage. In addition to the Immortal Phoenix bloodline and Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline, it wouldn't be a problem to block this attack. Boom! The Heavenly Flames Burning Sea Palm fell. What surprised the man was that his most prized move couldn't even break through the opponent's defense. How was this possible? However, his power was actually enough. If it weren't for the 2 bloodlines' fire resistance, the Raging Inferno Shield would definitely shatter. At the same time, besides absorbing attacks, the Raging Inferno Shield had another special feature. Killing Intent Explosion. Unparalleled True Flame Dragon Slash. Taking advantage of the opponent's surprise, Yi Xian and the other 2 launched an attack. Humph, so what if you blocked it? The man snorted and attacked again. However, at this moment, Residual Flame. Old Tree suddenly appeared behind the man in a flash and punched out. What? The man didn't react, but he still had a layer of defense on his body. Therefore, he was able to block Old Tree's punch. However, the Raging Inferno Shield was used on Old Tree. At this moment, there was another Raging Inferno Shield around Old Tree that had completely absorbed the Heavenly Flames Burning Sea Palm. Have a taste of this move. Raging Inferno Cover. Explode. The Old Tree's eyes flashed and the Raging Inferno barrier around him suddenly exploded. A terrifying wave of flames swept out, instantly breaking through the man's defense and slamming into him. Bang! The man felt as if all the bones in his body were about to shatter. His entire body flew out like a sandbag. The direction in which he flew out just happened to be opposite the direction in which Luo was charging. Reincarnation Flash. 6th Flash. Hiss! With a crisp sound, the 6th layer Profound Life Stage male's head was separated from his body and flew diagonally away. He would never have thought that he would also be insta-killed. Furthermore, the one who had instantly killed him was not a 7th level Profound Life Stage expert, but a few younger generation members who were weaker than him in terms of cultivation. He couldn't die in peace. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. After hearing the system notification, Xian quickly rushed over and collected the corpse and the interspatial ring. Ding! The host has made a breakthrough. The host is currently at the 3rd level of the profound life realm. Another system notification sounded. However, although Xian had consecutively broken through twice this time, he still felt somewhat powerless. After all, he was only at the 3rd level profound life stage, the same as Luo. However, it was fortunate that their strength had increased qualitatively. Now that my cultivation has increased, I have the strength to contend against the leader. Let's go, let's hurry back. Otherwise, we will waste quite a bit of time when they finish changing the teleportation array. Xian hurriedly broke through the void and returned to the sentry post from that day. After which, he quickly rushed towards the teleportation palace. From the beginning until now, this group had already lost 5 5th level profound life stage experts, as well as 1 6th level profound life stage expert. Furthermore, there were quite a few people who had gone out to patrol. Therefore, there was only the leader and 4 5th level profound life stage experts in this palace. Young master, that leader seems to be at the 7th level profound life stage. Let me hold him back. Luo turned her head and asked. No need. Let Wei Zhentian use the 1,000 ancestral swords to hold him back. It will be faster for you to deal with the remaining 4. Come and help after you're done. All right. Luo nodded. With her cultivation level, dealing with the 4 5th level profound life stage experts was not too difficult. After completing the plan, the two simultaneously rushed out. Who's there? The 2 5th level profound life stage experts guarding the teleportation palace discovered Xian and Luo. However, 2 were not enough. Coincidentally, the 2 people inside also rushed out when they heard the commotion. The 4 5th level profound life stage experts had all arrived. That leader is changing the teleportation array. Old tree, go and interrupt him. Xian immediately said. No problem. Old tree instantly appeared. After which, he used the remaining flames to flash over. After 3 flames, he entered the teleportation palace. Boom! Old tree threw out a punch. The leader was startled for a moment before he raised his hand and scattered the punch. He did not understand how Old Tree was able to break through the 4 5th level profound life stage experts. Trash, you dare to disturb me? The leader coldly snorted as his figure burst out. However, at this moment, a pink sun suddenly rose outside the teleportation palace. Eye of Enchantment. Luo currently had 9 tails. Furthermore, 3 of her tails had turned golden. Her strength was extraordinary. Although the 4 5th level profound life stage experts were 2 levels higher than Luo, the Eye of Enchantment was enough to control all of them. Everything was ready. Next, it was time to fight the leader. Let's attack together. After Luo had enchanted the 4 of them, she made them take off their interspatial rings before charging in together. These 4 interspatial rings naturally fell into Xian's hands. However, he was still far from breaking through. Might shocks the heavens, storm of swords. Xian hastily shouted. In an instant, the Skyquake sword transformed into thousands of swords and swept into the teleportation palace. Luo and Xian also quickly charged in. The leader immediately became a turtle in a jar and was attacked by a group of people. Eye of Enchantment. Not bad. The leader narrowed his eyes. The true energy in his body gathered and merged with the 10,000 mammoth force. A small dazzling sun was formed above his head. Divine Cleansing Technique. The dazzling white light landed on the 4 5th level profound life stage experts. Immediately, 2 of them were dispelled from the enchantment. What? Xian and the rest were shocked. They immediately gave the order to Old Tree. At the same time, they slashed out with their swords. Killing Intent Explosion. Sky Burning Sword Technique. Not far away, Old Tree's figure flashed. Waning Flame. In the blink of an eye, the 2 5th level profound life stage experts who had just gotten rid of the enchantment were killed. Ding. Host's killing intent has increased. Ding. Host's killing intent has increased. Only 2 of the original 4 were left. In order to prevent the remaining 2 from recovering, Wei Zhentian hastily stood in front of them to prevent them from being shown on by the light. Sky Flames Burning Sea Palm. Chapter 1461. Yi Xian had seen this move before. However, at that time, the old tree had used the Raging Inferno barrier to avoid the attack and even killed the opponent. Now, the person who used this move was a level higher than the previous person. He had reached the 7th level of the Profound Life stage. Fortunately, Yi Xian had the advantage in numbers. You know it, so do I. Yi Xian formed a palm with his left hand and struck out with all his might. At the same time, Luo Luo instantly split into hundreds of clones. 100-layer demon fox clone, purifying demonic lotus flame. As for the other two, they also burned their life force to attack. Rumble. These attacks collided with the heavenly flames burning sea palm, immediately creating waves of violent airwaves that incinerated all the dust in the teleportation palace. Yi Xian actually knew the heavenly flames burning sea palm, which was out of the leader's expectations. However, while he was feeling astonished, the old tree had already flashed to the leader's head with a remnant flame. After which, he shattered the small sun with a punch. You do have some ability. Who are you? The leader asked in astonishment. Faced with this question, Yi Xian did not plan to answer and directly attacked. Although they were attacking the leader in a group, their movements were too loud and could be heard by the patrolling people in the surroundings. Therefore, they had to end this quickly. Sword Blade Storm. Wei Zhentian led his underlings and swept over. He had already broken through to the 4th level of the Profound Life stage. In addition to the immortal Phoenix bloodline, no one would be able to completely shatter him. At the same time, the old tree would occasionally flash behind the leader and attack. This was really too annoying. This was only the beginning, but the 7th level Profound Life stage leader was already being suppressed and was forced to retaliate. Yi Xian also joined forces with the other two to continuously attack and restrain the leader. In this battle, the most important battle force was Luo Luo. In order to end the battle quickly, Luo Luo could not help but use her transformation. Hua! A golden light suddenly flashed and illuminated the entire teleportation palace. After transforming, Luo Luo's strength had increased by a level. 4th level of the Profound Life stage. In addition to those annoying clones, the leader was suppressed to the point of suffocation. With the bloodline of the immortal divine Phoenix, once Luo Luo's doppelganger was destroyed, she could form another one. Wei Zhentian's blood sword was the same. As long as the damage was not too great, it could be restored. Right now, it wasn't 6 people besieging one person. Damn it! Where did these people come from? The leader's face was filled with shock. He couldn't believe that he was actually at a disadvantage. He immediately took out an item and prepared to inform his companions. However, at this moment, death warrant. Eye of assassination. Killing intent explosion. Burning heaven sword art. Yi Xian suddenly flashed behind the leader and chopped down with his sword. A flaming sword chi, after being enhanced by various means, struck the leader's back. Old Tree had just been killed by the leader, so the leader had let down his guard. As a result, he was ambushed by Yi Xian. Although Yi Xian's cultivation level was not high and was only at the 3rd level of the Profound Life stage, under the enhancement of various techniques and bloodlines, his attack was not any weaker than a 6th level Profound Life stage expert. Most importantly, this strike played a crucial role. It interrupted the leader's rhythm. Sword Blade Storm. Residual Flame. 9 Reincarnation Flash. 6th Flash. Originally, the leader could have defeated these attacks one by one. However, these attacks were piled up together, causing him to be at a loss as to what to do. Over time, flaws were revealed one after another. Bang! Clang! Boom! The leader was finally injured. However, the profound life chi in his body quickly allowed him to recover. However, his recovery speed was not as fast as he wanted to. No, it was not that he was not as fast as he wanted to, but that he could not keep up. Damn it, what should I do? The leader's face was gloomy. He smelled the scent of death. Today it was very likely that he would die. However, was there any other way? 9 Reincarnation Flash. 6th Flash. Luo Luo took a large stride forward and arrived behind the leader. She directly sliced off a large chunk of flesh from his back. If not for the latter's quick reaction, it was likely that he would have lost his head. Luo Luo was only at the 3rd level of the Profound Life stage. She had only increased by 1 level after transforming. If she was at the 4th level of the Profound Life stage, the leader might have already died. However, He did not have much time left to live. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Rip. 3 seconds later, a crisp sound rang out from the teleportation palace. At the same time, a few figures landed at the entrance of the teleportation palace. That crisp sound was the sound of the 7th level profound life stage leader's head being sliced off. Those few figures were the members who had just returned from their patrol. There is still one 6th level profound life stage. Kill. Immediately, Yi Xian gave the orders to the others, while he kept the leader's Jianghu and ring. There are quite a lot of things. Yi Xian narrowed his eyes. This leader seemed to have done quite a number of robberies. The items in the Jianghu and ring had exceeded Yi Xian's expectations. However, the items in the Jianghu and ring were not enough for him to break through to the 4th level of the profound life stage. However, this might not be the case after killing these people. Leader? When those few members saw this, they were extremely shocked. A 7th level profound life stage leader had actually died in front of them? Just as they were feeling astonished, an ice-cold voice rang out in their ears. None of you will be able to escape. These words were naturally spoken by Yi Xian. Before these people could react, Wei Zhentian and Old Tree had already charged out. Luo Luo was the same. In less than 3 seconds, these few people had fallen one after another, including the 6th level profound life stage expert. Ding. Host's killing intent has increased. Ding. Host's killing intent has increased. Ding. Host's killing intent has increased. A series of system notifications caused Yi Xian's killing intent to soar. However, this was not the end. Ding. Host has made a breakthrough. Host is currently at the 4th level of the profound life stage. Ding. Wei Zhentian has made a breakthrough. Host is currently at the 5th level of the profound life stage. Ding. Hui Jin's spirit has made a breakthrough. Current level is 5th level profound life stage. Yi Xian's aura soared, causing the strength of the entire small team to increase by several times. If he had been at this level previously, he would not have needed to use the Blade Storm to deal with a leader. Woo woo. I have already worked so hard to refine the profound life chi. Why am I still at the bottom? When Luo Luo felt Yi Xian's soaring aura, her small mouth could not help but twitch. During this period of time, she had been using the base of the life and death plate to refine the profound life chi for her own use. However, her cultivation level was actually not as fast as Yi Xian and the other two. This was really too hurtful to her self-esteem. Haha, you can't compare to me. Yi Xian laughed a few times. What a joke. How could the base of the life and death plate be compared to him? However, with these natural treasures and the base of the life and death plate, Luo Luo was able to break through to the 4th level profound life stage quickly. At most, it would take half a day. Chapter 1462. Half a day later. Ding! Luo Luo has made a breakthrough. She is currently at the 4th level of the profound life realm. Alright, get ready to enter the reincarnation battlefield. Yi Xian said. This team specialized in snatching teleportation portals. Every time they snatched a teleportation portal, they would be able to return to receive their rewards. They were originally determined to get the portals. After all, there wouldn't be any experts in this area. However, they didn't expect Yi Xian to appear out of nowhere. The teleportation portals were only an hour away from completion. Unfortunately, they didn't succeed in the end. The reincarnation battlefield was jointly created by the 3 great leaders. As long as one passed through the battlefield's teleportation portal, they would automatically obtain a battle imprint. In the future, they would be able to obtain battle merits by killing people from the enemy camp. At the same time, the reincarnation battlefield was divided into 3 areas. The first was the profound life battlefield, then the profound death battlefield, and finally the reincarnation battlefield. Yi Xian was going to teleport to the profound life battlefield. This represented a profound life battlefield. Before the teleportation, Yi Xian asked Luo Luo and the other 2 to come out together. Although they had to spend a little more teleportation stones, they might be able to obtain battle merits imprints. Hua! The teleportation began. Due to the distance, Yi Xian spent some time. Outside the teleportation portal was a vast expanse of white. There was nothing. 5 minutes later, the illusion around them began to change. But the difference was that the place where they landed was actually dark. Could it be that it was night in the reincarnation battlefield? That's strange. It's daytime outside. The teleportation only took 5 minutes. How did it become night? Yi Xian subconsciously muttered. He carefully sensed and realized that he was in a huge cave. No wonder it was so dark. After the teleportation, he suddenly felt a strange energy in his body. Ding! Battle merits imprint activated. Your current battle merits are 0. The system notified. Young master, I have a battle merits imprint. Me too. Luo and Old Tree said one after another. They looked at Wei Zhentian, who had a blank expression. Strictly speaking, Wei Zhentian is a divine weapon. It's normal that he doesn't have a battle merits imprint. However, I hope that the people he kills will be counted as my... Yi Xian helplessly shook his head. Next, he would have to kill people from the enemy camp and obtain battle merits. Of course, they could also rob their own people or sell things to gain military merits. Come on, let's go out. As Yi Xian spoke, he started to walk out. However, at this moment, a figure suddenly stepped into Yi Xian's range of perception. Soon, it appeared in front of them. Who are you? This person's spiritual sense also swept over Yi Xian's group and asked in astonishment. Yi Xian narrowed his eyes and took a look. The person who had arrived was an old man with 3 pigtails. However, this old man was actually at the 7th level of the profound life stage. We were just teleported here, Yi Xian replied. The old man couldn't help but raise his brows and say, "What kind of joke is this? This teleportation formation has been abandoned for 100 years. You're here to steal my cave, right?" Abandoned for 100 years? When Yi Xian and the other two heard this, they were also at a loss. This teleportation formation was guarded by the Tiger-Leopard Pavilion. Many people had been teleported here before them. How could it be abandoned for 100 years? Young master, could it be? At this moment, Luo suddenly said in astonishment, "That teleportation formation has been changed by half. Could it be that we were sent to the wrong place?" Hearing this, Yi Xian was startled and hurriedly asked, "Senior, whose territory is this?" "The reincarnation fox." The old man frowned and said, "I see. If the teleportation formation has been changed, then the teleportation formation would not be the same as before. Sigh, poor people, to be teleported to such an unlucky place. Since it's the reincarnation fox, then there's no problem." Yi Xian breathed a sigh of relief. He was afraid that they would be teleported to the territory of the reincarnation venerable or the reincarnation city master. "What do you mean by no problem? This teleportation formation is one way. I'm afraid you can't get out." The old man saw that Yi Xian and the other two's auras were not very strong, so he directly walked to the wall and sat down. He took out a gourd and drank. "Old grandpa, what do you mean?" Luo asked in astonishment. "This is the Tianfeng prison, built by the Tianfeng city master. He will capture people here and then send his geniuses to the prison to kill and gain experience," the old man explained. Hearing this, Yi Xian could not help but frown and ask, "Can't we get out?" "There are ways to get out." The old man drank a mouthful of wine and said, "First, capture a genius who comes in to gain experience, then you can exchange it for a place to get out. Second, kill the 2-headed flaming hound at the entrance of the prison. Third, break this dam formation." "Just these 3? Old Tree was surprised. "Yes, just these 3. The old man nodded and said, "However, other than the first method, no one can do the second and third methods. The first method was to capture a genius who came in to gain experience and then exchange it for a place to leave." "What's the cultivation of that 2-headed flaming hound?" Luo asked again. "Sigh, it's at the profound death realm. The flames it exhales can burn me to ashes. Even the experts in the prison do not dare to challenge it." The old man shook his head helplessly. "I'm still fine. I was captured for 100 years, but I heard that some people have been here for more than 5,000 years. More than 5,000 years, this sounded a little terrifying. However, this old man was at the 7th level of the profound life realm. If he did not burn his lifespan, it would not be a problem for him to live for more than 6,000 years. Profound death realm, then even a 9th level profound life realm expert would not be able to leave." Yi Xian frowned. He had a few methods such as the Eye of the Void and the Eye of Assassination. However, the former required him to locate it himself. This reincarnation battlefield was in the center of the land of reincarnation, far away from the Tiger-Leopard Pavilion's teleportation point. If he wanted to leave, He would have to get his second clone in the eastern continent to come here and locate it outside before breaking through the void and leaving. This heavenly peak prison was protected by a high-level formation. Even if he used the death hunting order to mark the people outside, he did not know if he could pass through the formation. At this moment the old man said, "Kid, if you are not more than 1,000 years old, you can join King Jianghu. He is looking for talented people to nurture. In the future, you might be able to break through to the profound death realm in this heavenly peak prison and defeat the two-headed flaming hound at the entrance of the formation." "Who is King Jianghu?" Xian asked. They had all reached the age requirement. Xian was 26 years old, Lualua was 16, and the old tree was not more than 1,000 years old. Chapter 1463. King Jianghu is one of the earliest prisoners in the Sky Peak prison. He's already at the peak of the 9th level of the Profound Life stage. I heard that he was imprisoned because he offended the Sky Peak City Lord. He's now one of the 3 leaders of the Sky Peak prison. The old man paused for a moment before continuing. The other 2 leaders are the Black Venom King and the White Shark King. The former is temperamental while the latter is extremely violent. Compared to these 2, King Jianghu is considered to be much better. The other 2 are probably at the 9th level of the Profound Life stage. Why don't they join forces to kill the blazing two-headed hound outside the Sky Peak prison? Luo asked curiously. The rule is for a one-on-one duel. The old man shook his head. This is the territory of the White Shark King. The White Shark King is a human and hates foreign races. It's not suitable for a little girl like you to appear in this place. Hurry up and leave. Hates foreign races? Xian's heart froze. To humans, beastmen and demonic beasts were considered foreign races. He never imagined that his luck would be so bad that he would be transported into a prison. What a tragedy. Most importantly, there was no way to break through the void to leave. With his cultivation, there would be a lot of restraints. This was a prison built by the Sky Peak City Lord. When they captured people, they would definitely empty their interspatial rings. Therefore, there wouldn't be much to gain from killing people here. Moreover, this was a prison. There definitely wouldn't be a place to exchange for battle merits. What a tragedy. Since this is Senior's Cave, then we... Before Xian could finish speaking, 3 figures rushed in from outside the cave. "Old Jiu, it's time to hand over the Profound Life pills." An unfriendly voice drifted in. Soon after, 3 people entered Xian's sight. "Isn't there still a month?" The old man suddenly crawled up from the ground and asked in astonishment. "Is there a difference if it's a month earlier?" "It's still the same. 10,000 Profound Life pills. Hand it over." The man in the lead said. These 3 people were all at the 7th level of the Profound Life stage and weren't weak. 10,000 Profound Life pills was nothing to a 7th level Profound Life stage expert in the outside world. They could easily kill some heaven-connecting beasts. Not to mention the 7th level of the Profound Life realm, even the 6th level of the Profound Life realm would be extremely easy. However, this was the heavenly peak prison. There were no natural treasures here. When he was captured, everything of value in his Cosmos ring, except for his weapons, had been taken away. Therefore, the people inside could only gather the chi of heaven and earth and refine it into life-generating pills. Under normal circumstances, an expert at the 7th level of the Profound Life stage would need to refine 10,000 Profound Life pills every year. As long as one was diligent, it was still possible. If this was outside, only a fool would do such a thing. Old Jiu clenched his teeth, took out 10,000 Xian life pills and threw them over. "Very good. I like hard-working people." The man in the lead nodded in satisfaction, and then his gaze fell on Xian and the other 2. When he saw Luolua's appearance clearly, his eyes flashed. Fox clan. Moreover, it was a woman. Not good. Xian's expression changed as he sensed an unfriendly aura. Just now, Old Jiu had said that they were in the territory of the White Shark King, and the White Shark King hated the other races. Now, there was a Fox clan member here. This was not a good sign. "Fox clan member? Where did you come from?" The man in the lead turned his head and looked at Old Jiu. "She was sent here by accident after the teleportation array was changed." Old Jiu honestly replied. "So that's how it is. Your cave is a good place. There have already been 7 batches of people sent here wrongly." The man in the lead slightly raised the corner of his mouth and said, "Little girl, follow me. I'll protect you." Before he finished speaking, one of the people behind him reminded, "Big brother, this little girl is from the Fox clan. If the White Shark King knows, he will definitely." "What are you afraid of? Women are rare in the Heavenly Peak prison. Don't the other generals have a few women from other races hidden in their caves?" The man in the lead revealed a greedy expression. "That's right. Big brother treats us well. After she's done, she will definitely let us have a taste. Moreover, we won't have to go to that place anymore. We can save a lot of money, right?" Another person laughed lecherously. "That's right." The man in the lead nodded and said, "The Ichuan brothel is a bottomless pit. We can only afford to go there once every 100 years. If we can hide a woman now, we can play there every day." After hearing this, Luo Luo's expression turned serious. If not for other factors, she would have already taken action. "Good guys. Watch me burn their little bastards." Old Tree could not bear to watch any longer. "Shill." Before the three of them could finish speaking, the sound of something breaking through the air rang out. Yi Xian finally could not hold back. Killing intent explosion. Sky-scorching sword art. Waning flame. The two of them attacked at almost the same time. What? The three of them were shocked. They had previously sensed that Yi Xian was only at the 4th level of the profound life realm. But now, he was able to unleash such a powerful attack. What was going on? Bang! The man in the lead was unable to react in time and was sent flying by Old Tree's punch. He then faced Yi Xian's sword attack head-on. Rip! Whoosh whoosh whoosh! The man's head was chopped off and instantly incinerated. So what if he was at the 7th level of the profound life realm? Wasn't he killed in an instant? Old Jiu was also shocked. He did not expect Yi Xian to attack, nor did he expect that he would be able to kill his opponent in an instant. One must know that the leader was stronger than him. However, the most shocking part was yet to come. Luo Luo, who had already broken through to the 4th level of the profound life realm, had also quickly killed one of them. In less than 3 seconds, the 3 7th level profound life realm experts had all fallen. Yi Xian quickly kept the interspatial ring and checked its contents. The three of them were the subordinates of the White Shark King, who were in charge of collecting profound life pills. It just so happened that they were collecting protection fees, so there were millions of profound life pills in their ring. Unfortunately, it was just a drop in the bucket for the current Yi Xian. "I'll return these 10,000 to you." Yi Xian took out 10,000 profound life pills from his interspatial ring and threw them to Old Jiu. "This," Old Jiu swallowed his saliva and said, "these three are the subordinates of the White Shark King. You'll be in big trouble if you kill them." "That's our problem. If anyone asks, just tell them the truth." Yi Xian could tell that Old Jiu was a good person. Otherwise, Old Jiu would have attacked when he saw that they were only at the 4th level of the profound life realm. If Yi Xian was not strong enough at that time, he would have been killed, and Luo Luo could have been captured or killed. Therefore, Yi Xian did not plan to kill Old Jiu. As his voice faded, Yi Xian had already left the cave. "I thought that I would die of poverty in the Heaven Peak prison, but I forgot that profound life realm experts can already condense profound life pills. If that's the case, I can break through." Chapter 1464. Using Old Jiu as an example, if he could condense 10,000 profound life pills in a year, it would be 100,000 in 10 years, 1,000,000 in 100 years and 10 million in 1,000 years. This was just the labor of a 7th-layer profound life realm expert. Of course, if he were to condense profound life pills, his cultivation would not improve at all. A 7th-layer profound life realm expert could condense 10 million profound life pills in 1,000 years. This was enough to create a 6th-layer profound life realm expert. If there were 100 of them, it would be 1,000,000,000. These profound life pills were probably in the hands of the White Shark King. They were either used to nurture geniuses or for the White Shark King to make a breakthrough himself. However, with so many profound life pills, he would be able to reach the profound death realm. Why was he still stuck at the peak of the 9th-layer profound life realm? "Young master, what should we do now?" Luo Luo could not help but ask. "Although I can't use the eyes of the void, we can still survive in this heavenly peak prison as long as we can locate it." Yi Xian replied. With their current strength, killing a 7th-layer profound life realm expert was not a problem. Even if they were to face an 8th-layer profound life realm expert, they could still escape. As long as they did not face a 9th-layer profound life realm expert, they would not be in danger. Therefore, this heavenly peak prison was a good place for them to train. When Yi Xian's strength was sufficient, he would challenge the profound death realm blazing two-headed hound and leave the heavenly peak prison. Then why don't we use me as bait? Luo's watery eyes turned as she suggested. I was thinking the same. Our cultivation is too low. If anyone dares to target you, this young master will kill them. Yi Xian's eyes flickered. The bait plan was a method he often used. He would use himself to attract hatred and let others take the bait. If they were weak, they would be killed by them. If they were strong, they would run. However, Yi Xian's actions were faster. The White Shark King had already started to collect the profound life pills. In order to prevent these pills from being refined, he had to snatch them as soon as possible. The image of the Fox Clan girl, Luo, was too eye-catching. Just as they left the teleportation array, they attracted many people's attention. Quick, capture them. If we capture that Fox Clan girl, the White Shark King will definitely reward us with a large amount of profound life pills. Ha ha ha, before I hand it over to White Shark King, let me have some fun first. Me too. Damn it, I haven't slept with a woman in 500 years. The people around them all pounced on Yi Xian like crazy. Humph, there are quite a lot of people who want to die. The corners of Yi Xian's mouth curled up slightly. These people were at most at the 6th level of the profound life stage, and were far too weak for them. Even if he used broadcast gymnastics, he would still be able to defeat these people. In addition, they had spoken rudely to Luo, so Yi Xian had ordered them to be killed. In just a few seconds, these people were all killed by Yi Xian and the others, and all the loot was taken away. At the same time, Yi Xian deliberately let a few of them go so that they could spread the news. While the others were in pursuit, Yi Xian searched the souls of the dead and learned of the distribution of the White Shark King's forces. The White Shark King was an expert at the peak of the 9th level of the profound life realm. He was only one step away from the profound death realm. Under his command, there were 4 generals, 3 at the 9th level of the profound life realm, and 1 at the peak of the 8th level of the profound life realm. In addition, there were 16 hulls, and all of them were experts at the 8th level of the profound life realm. Those at the 6th and 7th level of the profound life realm were all hired thugs. However, these thugs had some benefits. They did not need to hand in profound life pills, and could cultivate. Old Jiao did not join, so he had to hand in profound life pills. The extra profound life pills were used to exchange for wine. Yi Xian had obtained a map from the universe rings of the 3 people. Now, he was going to capture all of these halls in one fell swoop. Only the strong survive in the Heavenly Peak prison. All of you will become my experience. Yi Xian thought in his heart, and directly rushed towards the nearest hall. After learning of the conditions to leave the Heavenly Peak prison, Yi Xian's fighting spirit was ignited. This time, he wanted to rely on his own strength to leave, and not use the Eyes of the Void or the Assassination Eye to leave. Along the way, as long as Yi Xian encountered someone, he would attack them. Hence, all of them would become his experience. Among them, there were many White Shark King's thugs. These people had quite a lot of battle merits, but due to the difference in cultivation level, it was not easy for Yi Xian to control them. Hence, he directly killed them. Half a day later, they finally arrived at the nearest hall. The hall master of this hall was at the 8th level of the profound life realm, and there were many 7th and 6th level profound life realm thugs under his command. However, when Yi Xian arrived, he did not see the so-called hall master with the help of the insightful eye. Good, let's start the massacre. Yi Xian's eyes flickered, and directly rushed towards the hall. There's someone? The 2 guards outside the hall narrowed their eyes when they saw Yi Xian. When they saw Luo behind Yi Xian, their eyes widened. It's actually someone from the Fox clan. General Gale will definitely reward us handsomely if we capture her. The 2 glanced at each other, and immediately rushed out. The White Shark King was the leader of this area, but there were also 4 generals under him. Only they could see the White Shark King. Hence, under normal circumstances, the women in the Sky Peak prison would be taken away by these 4 generals. It was the same for the foreign race women. As long as they kept it a secret and did not let the White Shark King know about it, it would be fine. However, these 2 people had gotten themselves into big trouble. 2 mere 6th level profound life realm thugs dare to block my path? Yi Xian's eyes flickered. Leave it to this old man. Old Tree took the lead, and instantly crossed a large distance, arriving behind the 2. Bang! Bang! 2 muffled sounds rang out, and the 2's heads directly exploded. Flesh and blood splattered, and were incinerated in the air. Old Tree was already at the 5th level of the Profound Life Realm. Using the remaining flames to launch a sneak attack, the other party did not have any ability to resist. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Yi Xian had increased the killing intent of 2 6th level Profound Life Realm thugs. At this moment, he was wondering if he could reach the upper limit of his killing intent when he reached the 4th level of the Profound Life Realm. If that was the case, he would have 3 Devour points. 1 Devour point was extremely useful to him. For example, it could be used to strengthen Old Tree's remaining flames technique, or it could be used to strengthen it. It could also be used to make blessings. In addition, 2 Devour points could be used to upgrade the Unicorn's descent technique. At that time, he would be able to stomp 3 times in a row. Who could block that? However, he still had to wait and see. He would first destroy this hall before thinking about it. There's an enemy attack. The fall of the two was seen by an expert who had just come out from afar. Humph. Chapter 1465. Bang! That person's head also exploded. An ordinary person would not be able to block a single attack from Old Tree, unless they were at the 7th level of the Profound Life Realm. There are 4 7th level Profound Life Realm experts in this hall. Let's focus fire on one of them before they can react. Yi Xian instructed Old Tree and the other two. Unfortunately, the 4 experts had already heard the commotion and rushed out of a cave along with the other experts. How dare they attack our Bai Mu Hall? It's actually a young lady from the Fox clan. I've never heard of her in the territory. Let's capture her first. There haven't been any newcomers recently. It seems like they're from other places. If we offer them to the Fierce Wind General, we'll be rewarded greatly. Yes, the last woman from the Fox clan was accidentally killed by the Fierce Wind General 1,000 years ago. He hasn't enjoyed a woman from the Fox clan for 1,000 years. After whispering to each other, the 4 7th level Profound Life Stage experts simultaneously charged out. Yi Xian and the other two had killed several people consecutively. Their strength was extraordinary, so they decided to take action personally. Although Luo did not hear what they were saying, she knew what they meant by looking at their expressions. Humph! None of you are good. Dang! She instantly created hundreds of clones and formed an invisible lotus. 100-layer fox clone, purifying demonic lotus flame. This move was very powerful. After the 4 felt the aura, they did not dare to be careless and attacked together. Rumble! The 4 people's attacks destroyed the purifying demonic lotus flame, and waves of air swept out. But at this moment, they lost sight of one person. Residual flame. Bang! One of them did not react in time and was hit in the back. He met Yi Xian's flaming sword aura head-on. Rip! His head was sent flying and burned into ashes in the air. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. A system notification sounded in Yi Xian's head. Yi Xian and Old Tree's cooperation was perfect, but there was no other way. After all, the Old Tree's residual flame technique was too terrifying. Seeing their companion die in an instant, the other 3 people's expressions changed greatly. Go all out! One of them shouted. They didn't have time to think about where Yi Xian had come from. They had to finish the battle first. Not far away, there were more than 10 6th-level Profound Life Realm martial artists. They were also attacking with all their might, but they were all captured by Wei Zhentian in one fell swoop. Let's see how many times you can block. Luo was unwilling to give up. She once again expended a large amount of true qi to condense the purifying demonic lotus flame. Bang! The 3 of them were once again forced to fight back, but in the next moment, one of them fell for the trap and was sent flying by Old Tree's punch. He then collided with Yi Xian's sword gleam. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Now, only 2 of the 4 great 7th-level Profound Life Stage experts remained. Again! Luolua's Zhen Qi recovered and another purifying demonic lotus flame fell. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. In less than 3 seconds, the last 2 people were also killed by Yi Xian. The entire battle only lasted 10 seconds. Well done! Yi Xian shouted in a low voice as he quickly collected the spoils of war. Originally, there were quite a few people in this hall, but they had all gone out to collect protection fees, so there weren't many people left. However, under normal circumstances, the hallmaster would be overseeing this place. This hallmaster was also one of Yi Xian's targets. After all, he was a hallmaster and was probably extremely wealthy. Yi Xian naturally wouldn't let him go. He just didn't know where the hallmaster had gone. However, just as he was guessing where the hallmaster had gone, a figure appeared from the horizon. "Who dares to behave so atrociously in my territory?" A loud shout came from afar. Yi Xian turned his head and saw a middle-aged man. This middle-aged man was at 8th level Profound Life Realm. It seemed like he was the hallmaster of the Northern Wood Hall. "Fight!" Yi Xian didn't hesitate and immediately rushed forward to meet him. Usually, the strongest experts in an area were extremely wealthy. As long as they killed this hallmaster, the old tree might be able to break through to 6th level Profound Life Realm. Killing intent explosion. Sky-burning sword art. Residual flame. Yi Xian and the other three's coordination was almost perfect. Although their cultivation levels were low, when they joined forces, they could instantly suppress their opponent to the point that he couldn't retaliate. In just the first exchange, the hallmaster of the Northern Wood Hall was suppressed. Moreover, he didn't even have the strength to retaliate. However, this couldn't be blamed on him. After all, he had used a large amount of Profound Life pills to break through to 8th level Profound Life Realm. His battle strength was relatively weaker. This battle finally came to an end after 10 seconds of coaxing and pestering by Yi Xian and the other three. However, Yi Xian regretted that most of the items in this interspatial ring were Profound Life pills. There weren't many natural treasures, so the old tree couldn't break through to 6th level Profound Life Realm. However, this didn't matter. After all, this was only the first hall. Immediately, Yi Xian rushed towards his second target. If he could destroy all 16 halls under the White Shark King, he would probably be able to break through. However, while he was rushing, a group suddenly arrived at the entrance of the Heavenly Peak prison. It was a golden dragon. There were 11 people sitting on its back. These people's cultivation levels weren't high. The weakest was at 6th level Profound Life Realm, while the strongest was only at 8th level Profound Life Realm. However, the leader was at 9th level Profound Life Realm. This golden dragon landed at the entrance of the Heavenly Peak prison. Greetings to the Junior City Lord. A guard of the Heavenly Peak prison respectfully kneeled and cupped his hands. Sitting on the head of the golden dragon was a youth wearing a golden crown. He was the Junior City Lord of Heavenly Peak City. His strength was unfathomable, and he was the #1 genius of Heavenly Peak City. Open the array. The Junior City Lord of Heavenly Peak City directly said. Yes. The guard, who was at the peak of 9th level Profound Life Realm, nodded. He immediately turned around and used his all-creation strength to open the city gate behind him. Rumble! The city gate opened, revealing a long passageway on the city wall. At the same time, a huge figure entered everyone's sight. This was a huge heaven-connecting beast. Its entire body was red and black, and it had 2 heads. Every time it breathed, the red patterns would emit bursts of light, illuminating the entire passageway on the city wall. At this moment, this huge heaven-connecting beast was sleeping on its stomach. Amazing! Is this the blazing 2-headed hound? It's really amazing. It's said that it's at the Profound Death Realm, and is the descendant of the 2 from the City Lord Mansion. The temperature of its breath is enough to melt us. With it guarding, the people in the Heavenly Peak prison won't be able to escape. Chapter 1466. Shut up and follow him. The young city lord of Tianfeng City bellowed as he walked in. When the crowd heard the bellow, they immediately fell silent and followed him. Although the blazing 2-headed hound was raised by the City Lord Mansion, these people were still a little worried when they passed by. Huff huff! At this moment, the blazing 2-headed hound suddenly opened its eyes, giving the 10 people behind the young city lord a fright. Waiter, this is for you. The young city lord of Tianfeng City waved his hand and took out a large number of heaven-connecting beast corpses from his interspatial ring. They were all fresh, and the smell of blood immediately spread through the entire passageway. The blazing 2-headed hound was a heaven-connecting beast. It only nodded slightly at the young city lord of Tianfeng City before it began to eat the food. This trial will last for a month. You will have to stay here for a month. After a month, those who haven't been caught will be able to enter the City Lord Mansion and be nurtured by the City Lord Mansion. The young City Lord of Tianfeng City said to the people behind him. Yes. The 10 people replied in unison. Then, they passed through the array and entered the Tianfeng prison. Rumble! A loud rumble resounded as the city gates closed. At the same time, the appearance of these 10 people attracted the attention of the people inside. These 10 people are wearing the trial robes. It seems like they are from the city lord mansion. Quick! Inform the higher-ups. Tsk, there are 10 people this time. I wonder how many of them will be caught by us? This is a safe zone. We can't make a move here. Quick, follow them. Don't let them escape. Immediately, many of the prisoners in the Tianfeng prison caught up with the team. The news of the trial team's appearance quickly spread to the ears of the 3 tycoons in the Tianfeng prison. At this moment, in a luxurious platinum palace in the Tianfeng prison. White Shark King. The city gates opened half a day ago. This time, 10 trial takers have come. The strongest one is at the 8th level of the profound life stage. A cultivator reported. In front of him sat a fair-skinned young man. No one would have thought that this fair-skinned young man was one of the 3 tycoons in the Tianfeng prison. White Shark King. Another 10 people? White Shark King's eyes flashed as he said, I've already captured 8 8th layer profound life stage experts. Once I capture 2 more, I'll be able to leave this bullshit Heaven Peak prison. Those who captured the members of the trial team could indeed leave the Heavenly Peak prison. However, this also depended on one's cultivation level. A 6th level profound life realm martial artist could only leave the Heavenly Peak prison after capturing a 6th level profound life realm trial taker. In other words, he had to capture people who were at the same level as him. If a 7th level profound life stage prisoner wanted to leave, he would have to capture 10 6th level profound life stage trial takers. After all, there were over 10,000 prisoners in the entire Heaven Peak prison. Capturing one was as difficult as ascending to the heavens, so how was it possible to capture 10? Fortunately, there would be trial takers sent in every once in a while. There would be a few batches in a year, and there would be quite a few after 1,000 years. However, most people prioritized survival in the Heaven Peak prison. Let's forget about arresting him. Even if someone caught a trial participant of the same level, they would probably be intercepted and killed before they could reach the entrance. Then they would be handed over to the 3 big shots. Not only the White Shark King, but the other 2 big shots also received the news and sent people out to capture them. Among the 3 big shots, other than the White Shark King who had already captured 8 8th level profound life realm martial artists, the other 2 were about to do the same. Therefore, the 3 parties would not give in. Everyone wanted to leave this damned place. At the same time, the White Shark King also received the news that the halls under his command had been destroyed. However, he did not think much of it. This was because it did not matter even if all of these halls were destroyed. The true experts were with the White Shark Hall and the 4 great generals. Although this was what he said, the White Shark King still sent a general to investigate. It was the Gale General, who was at the peak of the 8th level profound life realm. At this moment, at a certain location in the Heavenly Peak prison. After a day, Xianxia had already destroyed 3 halls. The Old Tree and Wei Zhentian had both broken through to the 6th level profound life realm, while Yixian and Luo were about to break through to the 5th level profound life realm. As long as they broke through, they would be able to do whatever they wanted in the Heavenly Peak prison. These poor bastards. It seems that all the good stuff is with the 4 great generals and the White Shark King. Wait for me to break through, then I'll go and meet you guys. Yixian thought in his heart as he headed towards the 4th hall under the White Shark King. With the strength of Wei Zhentian and the Old Tree, they could already deal with 8th level profound life realm experts. Therefore, these halls did not have the ability to resist and were quickly destroyed. However, when Yixian destroyed the 5th hall, "Hey, bastard! You actually dare to behave so atrociously in my territory. You're courting death." An explosive roar was heard. Yixian turned his head and discovered that it was a tall and sturdy person. The Gale General under the White Shark King? Yixian immediately reacted. The reason why he recognized the other party was because he had already destroyed several halls. Naturally, he had the portrait of the Gale General. Although Yixian had already annihilated a few halls before, the strength of this Gale General couldn't be underestimated. He was at the peak of the 8th level of the Profound Life Realm, and was half a step into the 9th level of the Profound Life Realm. However, one should not forget that Wei Zhentian and the Old Tree had already broken through. There's a path to heaven but you didn't take it. There's no door to hell but you came knocking on my door instead. Yi Xian coldly snorted in his heart and instantly placed a death pursuit order on the Gale General. After this battle, he might be able to break through to the 5th level Profound Life Realm. Therefore he went all out. Waning Flame. Killing Intent Explosion. Sky-Scorching Sword Art. Yi Xian and the old tree first cooperated, while Wei Zhentian took the side. As for Luo Luo, she also transformed and her cultivation instantly rose to the 5th level Profound Life Realm. 9 Reincarnation Flashes. The 4 instantly launched their attacks on the Gale General. There's actually a little fox. Very good. I'll let you know the power of the Gale General in a while. The Gale General's eyes flickered as he raised both his hands. Immediately, the surrounding air began to flow rapidly. Wind and Cloud Indestructible Palm. Yi Xian, who was running wildly, was instantly injured by the flowing air. However, he quickly recovered. However, when his attack struck the Gale General, it was weakened by at least half. Not only that, but Old Tree, who had used Waning Flame to flash behind the Gale General, was also blown away by the Gale General's defense. You're not bad. Old Tree did not hesitate as he immediately transformed into his original form and used Waning Flame again. However, he was still blown away. Ha ha ha. Do you know what it means to be suppressed by one's cultivation level? Even an 8th level Profound Life Realm expert would be blown away by me. Let alone you? The Gale General laughed loudly.